Evening, thanks for joining us. This is the World News on your premium talk radio Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. And the headlines: National Assembly urges Supreme Court to dismiss suit by PDP governors challenging declaration of emergency rule in River State. Federal government announces introduction of Creative Economic Development Fund to roll out loans for creatives. On the foreign scene, Sudanese paramilitaries strike Port Sudan in first attack on the seat of army-aligned government. I am Lucky Maxwell. Thanks for staying with us. The National Assembly has urged the Supreme Court to dismiss a suit filed by the 11 PDP governors challenging the declaration of a state of emergency in River State. The federal legislature, in its response, contended that the plaintiff's suit was procedurally flawed and lacked merit. The National Assembly, which said this in its preliminary objection dated April 22, 2025, argued that the court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain the suit and should award $1 billion in costs against the plaintiffs for filing what it termed a frivolous and speculative suit. The PDP governors in the suit approached the Supreme Court to challenge the president's powers to suspend a democratically elected state institution and replace it with an unelected one. The plaintiffs in the suit are the governors of Adamawa, Enugu, Osun, Oyo, Bauchi, Akwa Ibom, Plateau, Delta, Taraba, Zamfara, and Bayelsa states. The Attorney General of the Federation and the National Assembly are listed as the first and second defendants in the suit. All 11 states in the suit asked the Apex Court to determine 6 constitutional questions, including whether the President of Nigeria can lawfully suspend or interfere with the offices of a governor and deputy governor and replace them with an unelected appointee under the guise of a state of emergency proclamation. Presidential aide Bayo Nanuga has faulted recent claims by outgoing African Development Bank President Akim Wumi Adesina that Nigerians are worse off today than they were in 1960, describing the assertion as based on figures that do not align with available data. In a post on X, Adenuga argued that Adesina's comparison of Nigeria's GDP per capita in 1960 and 2025 was flawed and misleading. He cited data showing that Nigeria's GDP in 1960 was $4.2 billion, with a population of 44.9 million, putting per capita income at just $93. Onanuga further noted that Nigeria's economic growth only began to rise significantly in the 1970s due to oil revenue. He questioned Adesina's data sources, saying the real issue was the conclusion drawn from them. The Federal Ministry of Art, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy has announced the introduction of the Creative Economic Development Fund, which is tailored to roll out loan opportunities for creatives. In a statement by Nneka Anibueze, Special Advisor to the Ministry of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hanatu Musawa, the Ministry invited eligible creatives, entrepreneurs and organizations to apply for funding through the Creative Economic Development Fund. Musawa said the fund was a strategic national investment designed to unlock the vast potential of Nigeria's creative sector, positioning it as a driver of economic growth and cultural diplomacy. The initiative, according to the statement, offers various funding options for creative businesses, including affordable loans and credit facilities for businesses across sectors such as film, music, fashion, art, publishing, gaming, and cultural tourism. The All Progressives Congress in River State, led by Chief Tony Okocha, has expressed concern over what it described as a spate of unending sponsored protest by suspended Governor Ismaila Ifubara and his allies, which is becoming a daily occurrence in River State. Chief Tony Okocha, in reaction to the incident, said despite efforts to restore peace and stability in River State, Ismaila Ifubara and his allies have continued to sponsor protests against the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Iboke Teibas, and the government of River State. Chief Okocha, in a statement he personally signed, said these protests, which have been ongoing for some time, were seen as a deliberate attempt to destabilize the state and undermine the authority of the sole administrator. The statement expressed concern that the protests, where women are procured, mobilized, and instructed to invade and disrupt government programs and activities, had gotten to an embarrassing level raising serious concerns about the safety of the daily lives of Rivers people and those living and doing business in the state. Chief Tony Okocha said the height of the continued daily unrest and disruption of public peace is allegedly orchestrated by suspended Governor Similayo Fubara and his allies was the disruption of an empowerment support program for women in Rivers State organized by the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, under the auspices of the Renewed Hope Initiative at an event center in Port Harcourt. Chief Okocha said the APC in Rivers State, as a responsible political party and the voice of the voiceless in the state, was deeply concerned about the safety and security of the citizens, as well as the overall stability of the state, and urged relevant authorities to take immediate action to investigate the funding sources behind this protest and ensure that those responsible were held accountable. He insisted that the people of Rivers State deserve peace, stability, and good governance, saying it was the responsibility of the government to ensure that these fundamental rights were protected, just as he called on relevant authorities to intervene and bring an end to such sponsored protests, which are deliberately crafted efforts to undermine the restoration of peace and stability in Rivers State. The chieftaincy thoughtful about the rightful person to the throne of the paramount ruler of Iba and Obele communities in the Emoha local government area of Rivers State has been put to rest by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. A 5-man panel of the Supreme Court, in a unanimous judgment on the suit filed by Samson Ovua against King Sunday Wobodo Jonah, held that the application of the applicant had no special circumstances required by law. The 5-man panel of the Apex Court, in a judgment read by the lead judge, Justice Bimbo Abia, said the court lacked the jurisdiction to evaluate the evidence which had already been evaluated by the trial court and upheld by an appeal court. The Supreme Court therefore dismissed the application of Samson Ovua for lacking in merit and affirmed King Sunday Wobodo Jonah as the authentic paramount ruler of Iba and Obele communities. Speaking to newsmen, Uchendu Ejo, the counsel for the paramount ruler of Iba and Obele, S.C. Wombo, narrated the basis of the Supreme Court judgment and disclosed that the judgment had affirmed his client and Omobo people as the bona fide owners of the stool of Uvao clan.
The Supreme Court said the application they brought as no special circumstance as required by law, and they did not in any way show any special circumstance. Now, what they are complaining of are evaluation of evidence, which the trial court have done and court of appeal have equally upheld. That Supreme Court is not in with jurisdiction to evaluate evidence, which the trial court have already evaluated. So the case does not have any special circumstance upon which it can come to Supreme Court. So the application lacks in merit and was dismissed accordingly. Meaning the dispute in Iba chieftaincy stool has come to an end. The Honorable Dr. Sunday Wobodo Jonah remain unchallenged as the name of Iba and Rebellion, and the people of Omobo become the original owners of the school and will attend to it.
You're listening to the World News on Today95.1 FM Port Harcourt. We'll be right back after the short break.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying with us. Now the rest of the news. A chief in Rumel War community, Emoha local government area of River State, Azunda Nkomadu, has accused the local security outfit known as OSPAC of being responsible for the ongoing crisis in the area. Nkomadu, a former caretaker committee chairman of Emoha local government area, alleged that OSPAC has deviated from its original mandate of maintaining peace and order and claimed the group is now colluding with criminals, which he says has led to incidents of kidnapping and the rape of serving corps members. Speaking at the Peace and Reconciliation meeting convened by the sole administrator of the LGA, Franklin Ajomo, Nkomadu further alleged that his life is under threat from members of OSPAC, whom he claimed are being supported by the Community Development Committee chairman, Uchenna Okenwo.
OSPAC, when formed, was to assist the security agencies to combat crime in our various communities. When they were formed, all of us unanimously brought them and then sent them to Omok for training. When they came, they did perfectly, very, very well. Today, the security challenges we have today is the OSPAC in Romevo. But sir, as I speak with you, even the OSPAC does not go to police station. Government invited, they does not come. The record is there because they went and indulged in kidnapping, connived with our sons and others, brought the instrument we gave to them, and then gave to those kidnappers. And those people that done those kidnapping, they are also here seated. Those OSPAC are here seated.
In response, Okenwo denied the allegations and counter-accused Nkomadu of using cultists to instigate violence in the community, as they alleged that Nkomadu insists on imposing his loyalists as the legitimate OSPAC members in Rumewo and becomes agitated whenever decisions are made without his input.
DPO said he has dissolved community-constituted vigilante known as OSPAC. He has dissolved them, then let Azu boys, those people guiding him with a pump action and cutlass, they should be guiding community. Our people said no, that we spent over 4 million naira to train this OSPAC. If there's a bad egg among them, we will remove the bad egg, let another people continue. Not to dissolve OSPAC. What is his interest to tell DPO to dissolve a community OSPAC? Only one person. And meanwhile, you're already on suspension, community suspension. Azo has been looking way. Any person that said what you are doing is wrong, he will look for a different way to harm you.
Also speaking, a representative of OSPAC, Alex Igwe, accused Nkomadu of using the police to harass and intimidate members of the vigilante group because they refused to be used for his political agenda. Meanwhile, another community chief blamed both Nkomadu and Okenwo for the ongoing unrest, alleging that the two former allies are now in conflict over control of dealings with an oil company operating in the area. Today.FM reports that before the council's intervention, a peace committee led by former Vice-Chancellor of River State University, Professor Nlerum Okobule, had already begun efforts to restore calm to the troubled community. Meanwhile, the sole administrator of Emoha local government area, Franklin Ajunwo, has issued a firm warning over the lingering crisis in Rumewa community, stating that if local leaders fail to unite and embrace peace, the council will be left with no choice but to enforce it. Ajunwo made the remarks during a peace meeting at the council headquarters aimed at reconciling the warring factions in the troubled community. He condemned the actions of a known criminal reportedly destabilizing the area, stressing that no individual has the right to make life unbearable for others. Ajunwo urged community members to collaborate closely with security agencies to apprehend the suspect, assuring them of the council's commitment to restoring lasting peace.
What I'm thinking now is an interim order, but we shall come out with a permanent solution to it. But for now, if we have him, the only way to ease, all of you put hands together, let us know how to get Gentle out of Rumewo, so that we can have peace at Rumewo. One man cannot make you uncomfortable. Nobody says. Before night, they don't come to help you. They hear people, they carry head, go give, and they carry head, they give no one. They carry head, they give. Why? Are you human beings? Let that devil that has possessed you leave you. And you can only achieve that if you give information, good information to the security agencies. They may not be able to do it on their own, but they have the capacity and they know how to go about it. All they need is their cooperation. But if you are not ready to cooperate with them, then we shall force the peace on you.
The council boss also emphasized that unity among Rumewo indigenes would place the community in a stronger position to benefit from the oil company operating in the area, as he cautioned against falling victim to the divide and rule tactics often employed by such companies to manipulate local interest. As part of efforts to de-escalate the situation, Ajunwo announced that the two key factions, Adunda Nkomadu and Uchenna Okenwo, will be required to sign a formal undertaking to cease hostilities and commit to peace. In the meantime, retired Commissioner of Police Wabara Peter, who serves as a security consultant for Emoha local government area, disclosed that the local security outfit OSPAC will undergo a thorough profiling to identify and remove compromised operatives allegedly colluding with criminal elements in the area. The people of Rundele community in Emoha local government area of River State, who are mainly members of the simplified movements and supporters of suspended Governor Smelai Fubara, have reaffirmed their support for the governor irrespective of the current political challenges. This position was reached during a meeting of simplified movement in Rundele Ward 7, which later metamorphosed into a rally where people marched through streets and major roads of the community chanting praises and their resolve to follow and continue to support Governor Smelai Fubara on his political journey. The leader of Simplified Movement in Rundele Ward 7, Good Life, Mekini, who spoke during the event, said their decision was born out of the magnanimity of the governor in delivering dividends of democracy, especially the ongoing construction of 2 major roads and a bridge connecting Abu-Audua local government area. Mekini said the event was aimed at sensitizing the people about the current political situation in the state, assuring there was nothing to be afraid of, just as they declared their support for President Bola Tinubu and expressed optimism that he will see reasons to lift the suspension on the governor for more prosperous River State.
Just wanted to have a little meeting to sensitize and tell people the state of affairs in the political space, given that all you hear sometimes is rumors. Everybody will write this, you will hear this, and we wanted to tell them that actually there is nothing to be afraid of. The leaders are up there will eventually come together on a round table, make up, and we will all move forward. We also want to give him that support, and we also want to let the whole world that we support our president. That is the revered office, so we support him 100%, and we hope that whatever issues same as with other folks.
On this part, the immediate past leader of the 10th Emoha Legislative Assembly, Bright Elechi, while affirming 100 support of the people for Simela Ifora, said the only sin the governor committed was his refusal to sell out Rivers people to those he describes as buccaneers. Elechi, while encouraging the suspended governor not to be afraid of what he described as a temporary setback, expressed hope that within the shortest time the governor will be reinstated, just as he also used the opportunity to commend the immediate past LGA chairman, Chief David Omeriji, for awarding 1.5-kilometer road in Rundeli within the shortest time in office.
We had our meetings, and the meeting had turned to be a rally. The organic support that was 7 is solidly behind the governor. Suspension or no suspension, our mandate is with same. And I know with no distance time that the president will reinstate him back to govern the good people of River State. We are solidly behind it. Also thanking the immediate past local government chairman for also awarding 1.5 kilometer road in Rundeli. All what we owe him is to support him, is to re-elect him back come 2027. That is our mandate and that is our support.
The president of the Ogbili Youth Development Association in Ahoda East local government area of River State, Joe Augustus Nwudulu, has felicitated with His Imperial Majesty Eze Kelvin Anugwo, the Ezekwe Alubo III, on the occasion of his 3 years anniversary on the throne as the supreme monarch of Ekwe ethnic nationality. Augustus Nwudulu also used the opportunity to thank the Eze Buako II, His Majesty Eze Kasiri Ikebiri, and His Royal Highness Eze Prince Ike Ehe Nyode Igbuoluko II for their roles in ensuring that peace was returned in Ekpe, especially during the Ogbili youth election. Joe Augustus Nwudulu, in a statement by the Chief Press Secretary, Azubuike Marvin, the OIDA President prayed for more wisdom and strength for the monarchs in upholding the principles of fairness, equity, and justice, in piloting affairs and prioritizing the people's welfare. The president of the Ogbili Youth Development Association said within the 3 years period of the administration as the supreme monarch, the traditional institutions of Ahoda had witnessed tremendous stronghold which puts Ekpe in line of development. Joe Augustus Nwudulu also noted that efforts of the monarchs towards developing Ekpe land were of high recommendation, and commended especially the Ezekwe Alubo III for the impactful 3 years being marked with significant achievements that have advanced the Ekpe ethnic nation. The Ezeoha Evo III of Evo Kingdom, Leslie Eke, has described the suspended Commissioner of Health, Adeze Ore, as a dedicated public servant who cannot involve herself in a protest against the empowerment of Rivers people. King Eke, who also serves as the chairman, Supreme Forum of the Query Government Recognized Traditional Rulers, while praising Dr. Ore's service to the state, emphasized that she had always conducted herself with dignity and integrity. King Eke, who noted that Ore's reputation, which is built on hard work, dedication, and commitment to the people, insisted she will not engage in any activity that would undermine the dignity of the office she once held. The Iwoji monarch further expressed belief that Ore was not part of the protest he described as a show of shame. As the world celebrates the Hand Hygiene Day, government at all levels have been advised to provide hand washing facilities in public areas. A water, sanitation and hygiene specialist, Napoleon Ada, who made this known in an interview with Today.FM Sandra Kenneth, also urged individuals to always wash their hands to avoid contraction of infectious diseases. He said constant hand washing will help reduce the increasing rate of diseases. Ada also called on employers of labor and school owners to provide hand washing facilities, stressing that children are also at risk of contracting infectious diseases.
Every 5th of May is set aside by the WHO to raise awareness about the importance of hand hygiene to prevent a range of infectious diseases. It's against this backdrop, I want to urge Rivers people to celebrate and up their games as it reflects on behavioral pattern and hygiene attitude. We should always use soap to wash our hands at critical times. Government at all levels should provide hand washing facilities to prevent infections. This call is not only for adults, it goes down to our schools and our offices.
It may interest you to know that May 5th is a day set aside by the World Health Organization to raise awareness on the importance of hand hygiene. And the theme for 2025 World Hand Hygiene Day is, "It might be gloves, it's always hand washing." On the foreign scene, Sudanese paramilitaries have struck Port Sudan in a first attack on the seat of the army-aligned government during the country's 2-year war. The rapid support forces battling the regular army since April 2023 have increasingly used drones since losing territory, including much of Khartoum in March. Army spokesman Nabil Abdullah said in a statement, the RSF targeted Usman Digma Air Base, a goods warehouse and some civilian facilities in the city of Port Sudan with suicide drones. Red Sea Military Region Commander Majob Bushra said the assault lasted 3.5 hours and involved 11 drones. To end the news as a summary of the major stories. We told you that the National Assembly has urged the Supreme Court to dismiss a suit by the PDP governors challenging the declaration of emergency rule in Rivers State. We told you that the federal government has announced the introduction of Creative Economic Development Fund to roll out loans for creatives in the country. Sudanese paramilitaries have struck Port Sudan in a first attack on the seat of army-aligned government. Stella Sassongu Okori, editor of the news. For comments and inquiries, please call 08183892850. Send your emails news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on todayfmlive.com. Good evening. I am Lucky Maxwell.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Já tá tudo preparado, vem que o reggae é bom. Menina, fica à vontade, entre e faça a festa. Me liga mais tarde, vou adorar, vão nessa gata. Me liga mais tarde, tem balada. Quero curtir com você na madrugada, dançar, pular, até o sol raiar. Gata, me liga.
All right, a very good evening to you out there. Good evening, Port Harcourt. Good evening to all sport fans around the city, around the nation, and around the globe. Welcome to the best 15 minutes of football you can find anywhere on radio. The show is Soccer Nation. My name is Osasi Hiwin, and I will be the man behind this console to drive you through this ever amazing and exciting world of sports, or call it football. So don't go nowhere, as the show will be commencing right after this. All right, starting from the home front, where we look at what's happening with the President's Federations Cup, where the 2025 President's Federations Cup semi-finals are set following a dramatic quarter-final round that saw underdogs Abakaliki FC and Ikorodu City continue their fairy tale run in Nigeria's premier knockout football competition. Tournament debutants Abakaliki FC extended their remarkable giant-killing streak on Saturday by edging past Nasarawa United 5-4 on penalties after a 1-0 draw in regulation time at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City. Nasarawa United took the lead through Gaba Abubakar in the 43rd minute, but the resilient Ebonyi side equalized from the penalty spot just 5 minutes into the second half. With no further goals, the match went to penalties where Abakaliki FC held their nerves to seal another stunning result. This win comes on the heels of their shock 2-0 victory over two-time CAF Champions League winners Eyimba Football Club of Aba in the round of 16, a result that has made Abakaliki FC one of the standout stories of this year's competition. At the Buhari Stadium in Abuja, Lagos-based side Ikorodu City recorded a narrow 1-0 victory over Wiki Terrorists to reach the semi-finals for the first time in their history. The result marks a major milestone for the Oga Boys as they continue to defy expectations both in Nigerian Premier Football League and now in the President's Federations Cup. Enugu Rangers secured a hard-fought 1-0 win over Plateau United in an all-MPFL clash at the Area 3 pitch in Abuja, thanks to a disciplined defensive performance and a lone goal that made the difference. In Enugu, it was Kwara United and Akwa United who played out an entertaining 2-2 draw in regulation time. The match went on to penalties, which Kwara United triumphed 5-3 to book their spots in the Final Four. Now, the semi-final fixtures, Abakaliki FC will be up against Ikorodu City, while Kwara United will take on Enugu Rangers. The semi-final games are scheduled for the 17th and 18th of May, with venues to be announced by the Nigerian Football Federation in days to come. All right, from the President's Federations Cup, we move ahead to look at what's happening with the Flying Eagles, where the Flying Eagles captain Daniel Bamiyi has been named the man of the match in the team's clash against Morocco. The 2025 African Under-20 Cup of Nations Group B encounter ended in a goalless draw between Nigeria's Flying Eagles and the Junior Atlas Lions of Morocco. Bamiyi stood out at the heart of the Flying Eagles defense, delivering a composed and commanding performance. Aliyu Zubairu's side kept their second clean sheet of the tournament. Meanwhile, Morocco's coach Mohamed Aoubi has faced the media after his side's goalless draw against Nigeria's Flying Eagles at the ongoing 2025 African Under-20 Cup of Nations in a tightly contested game at the 30 June Stadium in Cairo. The match ended without a winner, despite both teams showing glimpses of offensive threats. Speaking to reporters, Mohamed Kwabi admitted his side faced a tough test in their draw against Nigeria despite pre-match expectations of a comfortable win. He went on to highlight two things that impressed him about the Flying Eagles squad, noting that they are physically strong and athletic. Quoting him, some people thought we'll beat Nigeria 3 or 4-0, but we knew it would be very difficult. They are physically strong and very athletic. Our boys gave everything. We created 2 clear opportunities but didn't take them. Now we're all on 4 points and need to recover properly. Some players need a bit of rest. Still talking the Flying Eagles, Nigeria senior national team coach Eric Shell is set to arrive Egypt today, May the 5th, to observe the Flying Eagles in action as they continue their campaign at the ongoing Under-20 African Cup of Nations. With the Unity Cup in London fast approaching, Shell is taking proactive steps to identify fresh talent for the Super Eagles. According to report, Eric Chell will land in Cairo to join the coach Aliyu Zubairu-led Flying Eagles, who have made a steady start to the tournament. Nigeria now sits second in the Group B, level on 4 points with Morocco, but trailing on number of goals scored. Their final group stage clash comes against Kenya's Rising Stars on Wednesday, May the 7th, with the equation clear: win big and top the group, or at very least avoid a defeat and reach the knockout stages. A victory by at least 3 goals will likely secure top spot and a potentially more favourable quarterfinal opponent for the Flying Eagles. Morocco, meanwhile, will take on Tunisia in the other group fixture. All right, let's talk players of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, where Super Eagles striker Sadiq Umar could be on his way out of Europe in the summer as a Qatari club is planning a 30 million euro, call that 55 billion naira swap for him, according to reports. Sadiq has enjoyed a significant upturn in his form since the start of the year when he left Real Sociedad for Valencia in a 6-month loan deal. The 28-year-old striker joined Sociedad in 2022 after 2 great years at Almeria, and he soon sustained an anterior cruciate ligament injury right after that kept him out of action for the entire campaign. Unfortunately for him, upon his return, he struggled to reach his previous levels, causing coach Emmanuel Alguacil to reduce his game time significantly. However, at Valencia, Sadiq Umar has picked up form, contributing 6 goals in 16 appearances. Due to Sadiq's performance, there have been talks that Valencia will make his transfer permanent as a purchase option was included in his contract. But according to reports, Sadiq might just be involved in a transfer triangle. An unnamed Qatari club is planning to offer Valencia a 30 million euro for the Nigerian striker in the summer, but it could get complicated. To make Sadiq's deal permanent, Valencia need to pay Real Sociedad 9.5 million euros. Once he becomes their player, they can then decide to sell him or not. If Los Ches sell Sadiq to the Qatari club, they stand to make a profit of around 20 million euros. Moreover, Los Ches have 2 good strikers in Rafa Mer and Hugo Duro. On the other hand, if Valencia do not exercise the purchase option of Sadiq Umar, Real Sociedad could still decide to sell him off in the summer and make extra money. Elsewhere, Super Eagles forward Moses Simon could leave Nantes at the end of the season, and Trabzonspor has emerged as a potential destination in the summer, according to reports. Simon has sealed his status as a club hero over the past 5 years in Nantes. The 29-year-old attacker joined the club from Levante in 2020, and he has been a main man for them since then. Simon has contributed 36 goals and 41 assists in 199 appearances for the Yellow Canaries. This season, it has been the Nigerian attacker's best in his entire career, and he has contributed 7 goals and 9 assists. Due to his performance for Nantes, Simon was linked to multiple Premier League clubs and top English clubs, but it did not work out. However, it seems like the former KAA Ghent man is approaching the end of his stay in France. According to reports, Nantes are prepared to part ways with Moses Simon this summer, as he has 1 year left on his contract and they want to make a profit from selling him, and Trabzonspor has emerged as the potential destination. All right, let's leave the scenes of talking Nigerian football. This time we go global as we look at what's happening with the UEFA Champions League, as Inter Milan coach Simone Inzaghi said his side believes they can beat Barcelona on Tuesday, but warned that they must stop quick thinker Lamine Yamal if they are to reach the Champions League finals. Yamal starred as Barca came from behind to draw 3-3 in the first leg of their semi-final clash at the Olympic Stadium last Wednesday, leaving everything to play for when the 2 teams come up against each other at the San Siro in Milan this week. Quoting Simone Inzaghi, he went on to say that we need to keep him away from the ball, but it's impossible. And whether that is a double marking job or one player following him closely, we will try to always pay attention to him. He's such a great talent at 17 years of age. Seeing him live, he's so dangerous. Everyone gives him the ball. What impressed me was his speed of thought. He's such a quick thinker. Even before receiving the ball, he always knows what move to make. Meanwhile, Inter Milan are hopeful Lautaro Martinez and Benjamin Pavard will be fit for Tuesday night's Champions League semi-final second leg showdown with Barcelona. Inter were without both players at the weekend as they secured an important 1-0 win over Hellas Verona to avoid dropping more points in the Serie A title race. Martinez missed the game with a hamstring issue sustained in the first leg against Barcelona last week. The club captain was forced off at halftime in Spain and is facing a race against the clock to prove his fitness. Meanwhile, Pavard has not featured for Inter Milan since limping off after just 15 minutes of a recent home loss to AS Roma. The good news is a Frenchman has taken part in the training session ahead of the crucial semi-final decider. Speaking about the pair's fitness, Inter boss Simone Inzaghi said, "We'll decide tomorrow with the staff and the players. They will have to tell me how they feel. Pavard has good feelings. Lautaro hasn't trained since the Barcelona match. Let's see how he is today in training."
até o sol raiar.
Now let's look at what's happening with Tottenham Hotspur, as Tottenham have been dealt another injury blow as James Maddison is set to miss the rest of the season with a knee injury. The Tottenham midfielder damaged the knee in the first leg of their Europa League semi-final clash with Bodo Glimt's. Ange Postecoglou said after Sunday's 1-0 draw against West Ham that it was not looking promising for James Maddison. Tottenham Hotspurs are still running scan on the full extent of the damage, but the 28-year-old England international is unlikely to play again in 3 weeks before the end of the season. It's another injury blow for Ange Postecoglou in a campaign full for him. For James Maddison, personal heartbreak with Tottenham on the brink of a Europa League final. All right, let's talk about the man of the moment, and that is Harry Kane. As Harry Kane said, it feels sweet to have finally ended his career-long wait for a trophy as Bayern Munich lifted the Bundesliga title on Sunday. The England captain, who joined the side from Tottenham Hotspur in 2023, celebrated the long-awaited major title with his teammates after Bayern Leverkusen drew 2-2 at Freiburg at the weekend. He played a major role in their top flight of success this campaign, scoring 24 goals in 29 games and breaking the record in November for the fastest player to reach or register 50 Bundesliga goals, needing just 43 games. Quoting Harry Kane, he said that what a night last night, what a celebration with the players, with the staff, as he went on to say that I'm sure everyone is feeling it a little bit this morning, but we're here and I feel amazing. All right, before I call it a wrap, let's look at what's happening with the transfers, as transfer insider Fabrizio Romano has revealed that Real Madrid are confident they will be able to get Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold early to benefit them greatly. Alexander-Arnold announced on May the 5th, that's today, his decision to leave Liverpool. It will bring to an end the 20-year association with Anfield, where he signed as a 6-year-old. While he has not revealed where he's heading, that he'll land at Real Madrid is the worst kept secret in football. Transfer insider Fabrizio Romano has revealed that there's been no announcement, as Alexander-Arnold wants to focus on his final Premier League game with Liverpool. The insider also suggested Real Madrid will get the last laugh, landing the Red Star ahead of schedule. And to Arsenal we go, where William Saliba's stance on a transfer to Real Madrid has been revealed after the La Liga side made an approach to sign the Arsenal superstar. It emerged last week that the Spanish club have made the French centre-back their primary defensive target for the upcoming summer window. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has attempted to play down the transfer rumours, insisting that the 24-year-old is very happy at the Emirates. But it seems that the Gunners could be facing an absolute nightmare over William Saliba if fresh reports from France outlet L'Equipe continues to be accurate. They have sensationally claimed that Saliba's entourage has revealed that contacts are already made between Real Madrid and the Arsenal centre-back over a move at the end of the season. Saliba's stance is that he's only considering an Arsenal exit to join Real Madrid and no other club. Arsenal are desperate not to lose William Saliba, who has established himself as one of the best defenders in the world over the last couple of seasons. The Gunners have offered the French international a contract extension and are trying to convince him that he can win trophies in North London. Finally, and still on Arsenal have set their sight on Dusan Vlahovic as a summer striker search intensifies. Arsenal's pursuit of a top-class striker has gathered pace once more, with Juventus frontman Dusan Vlahovic reportedly high on their list. According to reports, Gunners are weighing up a potential summer swap for the Serbian international, whose left foot has been described as like a wand by Micah Richards. The 25-year-old has netted 14 and laid on 5 assists for Juventus this season, reaffirming his reputation as one of Europe's most well-rounded forwards. According to the report, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is a known admirer of Dusan Vlahovic and believes that the forward could be a key addition to his squad as they push for Premier League glory in 2025. Reports have it that the reported asking price for the striker is around 50 to 60 million euros. It's a fee that certainly wouldn't be out of reach for Arsenal, whose Champions League qualification and increased commercial revenue have bolstered their financial flexibility. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the much we can take on the show this beautiful evening. Remember, it is still the best 15 minutes of football you can find anywhere on radio, and it is Soccer Nation. We're going to be back here tomorrow, same time, same dial, to bring to you amazing stories coming from the world of football. Until then, my name still remains Osasi Hewin, and I'm saying stay lifted, stay blessed, don't touch it, leave it on Today 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM. Today, 95.1
I'm the war, I'm the fight, I'm the battle. I got the powers. I got the powers. I'm about to release my powers. I'm about to release my powers. Yeah. Abito Sheka, Kanduka Kandusa, Lebela Mandi, Palebo, Sendelebo, Abito Sheka, Dabus Kama, Lefa Sefale, Indaboski, Babose. Banu Menu Menu Meji, Banu Menu Menu Meji, Banu Menu Menu Meji, Banu Menu Menu Meji. I got the power. I got the power. Citadel, Santus, Sanatorium, Pandemic, Epidemic, Pandemonium, Catastrophe, Cataclysm. I'm a burning fire. I'm a burning fire. Yeah. Abito Sheka, Kanduka Kandusa, Lebela Mandi, Palebo, Sendelebo, Abito Sheka, Dabus Kaba, Lefa Sefale, Indaboski, Babose. Banu Menu Menu Meji, Banu Menu Menu Meji, Banu Menu Menu Meji, Banu Menu Menu Meji. I got the power.
You know, it's a Monday, and it's good for you to release all the power within your arsenal. You know, when you're having a closed-door meeting, which of the powers do you usually release?
That question is very... who's going to answer that question now?
I'm asking you now.
No, that question is not for me. That's for our listeners and our callers.
Which one be our listener and our caller?
When you're in the other place, which power do you release, please?
Do you usually release powers?
I don't know about that though. I don't even have strength like this. So where's the power coming from now?
You don't have strength?
No.
Strength for what?
I don't have strength for war. I don't.
Which war? Who is fighting war?
I don't have strength, I beg.
Yeah, you don't have strength. Okay, Rona says she doesn't have strength. So let me see who has strength. Which of the powers do you usually release? You know, according to Odumeje. Odumeje actually did that song with Flavor Nabania. You know, Flavor, he's on his own lane.
That's true.
He's not competing with anyone.
Nah.
He's just doing his own thing.
Just doing his thing.
Making good money. No need for competition.
Nobody's dragging who is this, who is first, who is second. He's just doing his thing and doing it very well.
And, you know, I've discovered whether you're doing music or broadcasting, you cook, there are a set of people that just love you the way you are.
Yeah.
They just love, you know, your spice. They love your taste. You get what I'm saying?
True,
because you can't serve everybody in the world.
Of course.
Do you know even Michael Jackson couldn't serve everybody in the world?
There are people that are not his fans.
There are people who just love his kind of music. Yeah. There are people who tell you, well, I love James Brown. There are people who tell you, I love Celine Dion. So it's just for you to find your own niche.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, go through that path.
It.
Don't feel like you want to do everything. If you do everything, you lose out.
That's true.
Flavor is on his own, doing his thing, making his money on his lane. Do you understand? He's not rubbing shoulder with this whiskey and coke that will not allow to rest.
Their fans trolling everybody.
Every day they are busy fighting and
who is
fighting.
Best? Who is fave? Who has more money? Please, just enjoy good music and
just
enjoy your life.
Just release your powers. All right, so call me. Which of the power do you usually release?
Why are you sounding like him now? Which one is Lilies?
And that's what he said. I said Lilies.
Okay.
I'm about to release my powers. He has a bit of shaker. He has
Gandus. I don't even know what they call it. I don't know how they pronounce those things.
Kandusa. Just take a listen. They play on Monday. Lebo. Your shaker.
Oh my God. But those things are serious powers.
In the most powers. Adumeje 0810-9510-951. Which of the powers do you usually release? You know, when you're having a closed door meeting. You know, politicians do have closed door meetings. Am I correct?
This
Everybody
yes, people do closed door meetings.
You don't want journalists
it's not only
to hear
politicians that do closed door meetings.
That's what I'm saying. I say even them too.
Yeah,
everybody does closed door meetings.
But I don't do closed door meetings, Charles.
Which one do you usually
I don't know if I can relate to this conversation, but I'll
try. You do open door meetings?
Yes, for all eyes to see.
Which all eyes? So everybody will now be listening to what you are saying.
Because I don't really have secrets now, so why am I doing closed door meetings?
Oh, Diego. All right, call the number 0810-9510-951. Let's get to hear from you. Which of the powers do you usually release? We have just a few minutes before 7 p.m. when we'll hop into the conversation. That's for area talk. All right, so call us right now and tell us. 0810-9510-951.
Okay, call us 0810-9510-951 or 0817-0000-951.
All right, let's go. Okay, okay. This one says Moses says my own Gandusa.
Ha! You come and explain what that one is.
Moses, please call me 0817-0000-951. Give us a call right now and tell us
the powers that you release.
That you usually release.
When you're having meetings that people don't see.
Exactly. No, there are meetings you have to do closed door.
Yeah, important.
It is not everything you discuss that the whole world will hear.
True.
It doesn't make sense. So some meetings you need to have it behind closed door. You understand? Just like when we finish.
So there's no closed window meeting. Why is it always closed door?
You close the door. The window, you can open it a little bit so that breeze can be
ventilation.
entering. Yes, ventilation. Good evening. Welcome. Hello.
Good evening, Max. It's Douglas.
Yes, please.
Max, I just heard your voice during the news. All this while you have not been around. What happened?
How do you mean? I've been around, though.
Since 4 o'clock.
Yes, I've been around.
I thought it was your voice. I could not contribute. Max.
Sir?
Let me start from you. Which one do you release? Close on it.
No, I'm asking you.
You know, you come and check the table. And then you say one side and what how the table is functioning. Which one do you have? Let me try tell you my first.
Just talk now.
My son is laughing behind the door. So I will tell you the one I released so that you will not take advantage of it.
All right, thank you very much. Miriam Sylvester George says, good evening, Max. After my girlfriend's birthday tonight, I will release all my powers till dawn.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Okay. More messages here. This one says, good evening. Mine is Citadel. Okay.
Citadel.
They mentioned it there now, so yeah.
You know what is Citadel?
I'm sure he knows.
That's where they go for prayers.
I'm sure he knows now. This one says, truthfully, I released the power of Ibaz back to Calabar. Brighter from Moji. Keep releasing your powers. Oh. My own Nagadus Moses from.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. 0817-0000-951 0810-951-0951 is the number to call and let us know the powers that you have that you want to release or you have been releasing. Releasing, actually.
Exactly. According to Odumeji. All right, we have 3 minutes to go on the conversation. Join us and tell us the powers that you usually release, as a guy man that you are, when you usually have closed-door meetings. It might be an executive meeting. It might also be a campaign meeting.
Is it only men that release powers? Which one is
I asked you now.
You ask other women too now.
Sensitive.
Well,
I asked you. You say you don't have powers.
I don't release powers because I don't have strength now.
With this pink that you're
what has pink got to do with powers?
That you're pinking this evening. You say you don't have powers. How can you say you don't have powers? I will try it and see.
No, please,
What is please? I will try it. I will. There's an equipment.
Oh, there is?
Yes.
Behind closed doors?
Yes. Now, even for cars, for you to manufacture a car, when they manufacture cars, they say this one is 2 horsepower, 3 horsepower. How do they know? They usually use an equipment to check.
Oh, really?
To know the horsepower.
So, this one now, we're not talking about equipment and cars now. We're talking about humans.
You say you don't have powers.
I said I don't have strength.
Strength is power.
And strength,
now.
I don't think.
They are synonymous.
Okay, no problem.
Let's take this. Good evening.
Hey, my man, good evening.
I greet you, sir.
Yes, don't mind Ronald here. Ronald doesn't want to tell us the powers.
I will know when time comes. I will check.
After. Mas, try this. You will testify. Power of bitter cola, honey, ginger, and garlic. Very powerful. So, I tell you. Mas, they will beg you. They will say, Oga beg. That is
That one will be small. Someone says the all executive all powers is the liquid metal Tammy Temple. Okay, liquid metal. That's what he releases. Oh yeah, now let's have it though. Let's have it. I have sweeping powers. I release and send many foisted, unwelcome leaders in our state back to Calabar, where they come from. Sweeping powers for those testing my will. Being King from PH.
All right. Thank you, Big King. I think that's what you can take on the conversation.
Bitter cola powers.
Leave
okay.
bitter cola alone.
Okay.
Leave bitter cola, Hey, make the thing no go cost for market. Each time you hear, people say, this thing used to cure this thing. Before you know it,
prices
the price will just jump.
Shoot up.
That's Nigeria for you. Nigerians have a way of taking advantage of everything. So once you hear, this thing, they cure this thing. Something that you usually buy for maybe 5 or 10 pieces for 50 naira, 100 naira. Before you go there, they say it's 1,000.
That's so.
Just because they heard someone say, they cure this,
they cure this.
And the funniest part is when people say, they cure this one, they cure this. I say, they cure everything. Only want something, they cure everything. Yeah. How that means the thing has all the mixture powers in the world.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you now combine all the powers, you explode the submarine now.
You just destroy it.
All right, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back for Area Talk. Now, on Area Talk today, you'll be doing comparisons, looking at the standard of living now and the standard of living before. We'll take all parameters. We'll look at everything. The price of things. We'll look at electricity, everything that should make life comfortable. Everything that should make life comfortable. We'll look at education, the cost of sending your children to school, then and now. So this conversation is for everyone. It's for the elderly people who lived in the 60s, 70s, early 80s, and then for the millennials, and then for the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, they can't talk for now. So we'll look at this conversation. Life then and now. What's the difference? Are we moving forward as a nation? Are we improving as a people? Because the only way to determine the prosperity of a nation is by the living standard of the people. There was a time World Bank said Nigeria is actually having what you call multidimensional poverty. I'm going to explain that after the short break. Stay with us.
Today's news in 60.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, said the country's external reserves grew by 5.6% to reach $38.8 billion in 2024. The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative has commenced enforcement of a 40% fare reduction on commercial vehicles converted to run on compressed natural gas CNG. The African Development Bank, AFDB Group, has approved a new 5-year country strategy paper for Nigeria, committing about $650 million annually to drive economic transformation, build resilience, and foster broad-based prosperity. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has announced a review of the pricing structure for all its services. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump said he was ordering new tariffs on all films made outside the United States, claiming Hollywood was being devastated by a trend of U.S. filmmakers and studios working abroad.
Today's news in 60. In 60.
Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today 95.1 FM.
Today 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. It's still your premium talk radio today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. My name is Lucky Maxwell.
My name is Rona Akbar. Welcome to the show.
All right. We're going to be looking at something very important. The life of every nation is the nature of the life that the citizens live. Not necessarily the bullion vans, the physical structure. I agree. Physical structures, infrastructure basically, should also provide comfortability for the humans. So it's interwoven. But you look at it from the point of the living standard of the people. You look at the wage level versus the spending level. How much comes into the hand of the average Nigerian? How much do they spend on electricity, on medicals, on groceries, on food? The Maslow hierarchy of needs enumerated basic things that every man needs in life. Yeah. Right from the day man was created, there are basic things man needed, and God provided them. You talk about food, shelter, something over your head. You need a house. Clothing. Initially, Adam, according to, for those who believe the Bible, for Christians, the Bible said Adam was naked. Maybe we wouldn't have had the need for clothes if Adam obeyed God. By now, all of us would have been naked. Just imagine that kind of thing. Me, I'm naked. Rona is naked in this studio. But for no Sabi to Sabina.
True, sure.
Are you sure?
Our eyes will not have been opened.
What if my eye been open small?
Your own will not open at all at all. Oh my God.
Now, the living standard of the citizens of every nation matters a lot. The World Bank came out, I think that was 2 or 3 years ago, with a particular data and said Nigerians are multidimensionally poor. Now, there are levels to poverty. In some countries, what they define as poverty is different from what they define as poverty within the African sub-region. We have more poverty in African sub-region because of bad leadership. Now, there was also a data that countries without resources are even doing better than the African countries with so much resources. The question is why? It points to the fact that there's bad leadership. There's a whole lot of looting in Africa. Nigeria is the chief host when it comes to looting of public treasury. Now, you look at the amount of money that is seen in the account of some public officials. These monies can take care of one full local government. Let me not go too far. So let's look at the basic things that every human being needs. Rona, you need food to eat.
Of course.
Even when you are fasting, when you're done fasting, you must eat.
Now. Yeah.
It is the right of every human being to eat. In as much as we still exist in this flesh, we must eat. So every nation, every useful nation with useful government, they do everything possible to ensure that food is available, affordable. There's a difference between something is available but it is not affordable.
Yeah.
But when it is available, it must be affordable. What is the percentage of money you spend on food today from the money you earn? Let us say, for instance, someone earns 70,000 as minimum wage. And that's everything the person earns. A bag of rice is more than 70,000. This is the real analysis.
Yeah.
A small bulb of onion is 100 naira. For you to cook 4 good cups of rice, you need a bulb of onion. You need some centiliters of groundnut oil. One small bottle of groundnut oil is 3,000 naira. Sometimes they deceive people and say, this is a king. I say, which one is queen now? That same pot of rice, 4 cups, you need groundnut oil. So let's say you bought one of that small bottle for 3,000. You need at least close to half of it for it to be enough for 4 cups of. I'm giving you practical terms. No, this is not theory.
Yeah.
You need at least 500 naira fresh pepper to cook that 4 cups of rice. You need tomato. Averagely, tomato of 1,000 naira, 1,500. I'm talking about jollof rice now.
Yeah.
Let's say averagely 1,000 naira. Then you can add 2 sachets. A sachet of tomato, the small one, is 250 naira. So 2 will give you 500 plus the fresh tomato, which is 1,000 naira. That's 1,500. 4 cups of rice. The least is 350. Let's say you bought the one of 400. 4 cups will give you 1,600. 1,600 plus around 1,000 naira groundnut oil you use. That's 2,006. Am I correct?
Yeah.
1 bulb of onion is 100 naira. 2,700. What again? Tomato. You spent about 1,500. Do the math. 500 naira fresh pepper. You need at least half kilo of gas, kg of gas to cook that 4 cups of rice. A kg of gas is 1,500. So you need about, let's say you spend 500 naira, the gas quantity you use to cook that 4 cups of rice. Put the money together, you're spending close to 6,000, 7,000 for 4 cups of rice.
Pot of food.
For 4 cups of rice. Now, let us assume you have your wife, or your husband. You don't have kids, just both of you. 4 cups of rice will serve you twice. So let's assume you ate it morning and then lunch. What about dinner? So you spend close to 7,000 for breakfast and lunch. This one is manage.
Yeah, so management.
I did not add fish.
Or meat or chicken or all those other
A
things.
kilo of chicken, the one frozen one, is 5,000 naira. You bought half kilo. So you're spending close to 9,000 naira to cook 4 cups of rice. You ate it in the morning, and then dinner, you spent, let's say, 3,000 to 4,000 for dinner. So you have spent 12,000 for food alone that day. You will pay transport to work, you and your husband. Don't also forget that at the end of the year, you will pay rent. So let us do the pro rata system. Your rent is 400,000 divided by 12. How much is it giving you monthly? You are earning 70. Your wife is earning 70. That's 140 combined. Am I correct? Transport for that month You will drink water. A bag of pure water, as we speak, is 400 naira. Averagely. Some sell 415. Some areas they sell 350 also. If you are fortunate to see those guys who supply, and you tell them you are also a salesperson, they can sell 5 bags for you for 1,500, 300. When you put all these daily expenses together, will 70,000 serve? We've not talked about electricity. They told us they are removing subsidy from electricity as we speak. You will pay light bill at the end of the month.
If you want to compare life in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now, the gap is so wide. We expect that, okay, moving forward, or all these years, we are supposed to have developed to a certain level where these basic amenities, basic necessities should be available and affordable for us. But that's not the case right now. Just the way you just analyze feeding. Feeding is one thing that you cannot do without. No matter how broke you are, no matter how you are trying to manage, you must eat. And trying to afford those basic things like food, water, transportation, you see that you are managing, you are struggling to survive. Now it makes us compare that life then 10 years ago, life was easier than now. I don't even want to talk about the 70s, the 80s, 90s. As at 2015, and this is 2025, if you compare the cost of food, the gap is so wide. I saw a post where someone said as at 2015 you could buy 1 tuber of yam for 500 naira. And I think a tuber or 2 tubers of yam. And then I was wondering, like, this is 2025. You cannot buy 1 tuber of yam for 500 naira. If you go to the market and say you want to buy 1 tuber of yam and they ask you how much, if you even say you want to buy 2,000 naira yam, they will look at you with this eye of, are you a thief? They will, the way they look at you already know that this is my money and the budget I have will not cover for it. Even as a single person, talking about married people is even a lot. As a single person, so feed yourself morning, afternoon, and evening is a lot. We are seeing shege. Sometimes I want to make food in the morning. I'll have to calculate, okay, if I make, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? You are trying to remove basic things that you should have in your food. You say, okay, if I put fish, I'm not sure I can add meat. If I put meat, I'm not sure I can buy egg. Egg is one thing that, okay, basic normal protein that we need, but you cannot even buy egg. If you buy 2 eggs, 500 naira is gone. And if you say you want to make sauce, you need like 4 eggs. You start scratching your body. Things are really expensive. Cost of living, transportation is another aspect though. Sometimes someone invites you out, or you have a function to attend, or you want to go somewhere, you are calculating, should I go to this place, how much will I spend to and fro? And then you look at the transportation to that place and you just cancel on the person and say, I'm sorry, I can't come. Not because you really don't want to go to that place, but you are considering the transportation, that if I go to this place now and I have another place I want to go the next day, I will not be able to afford both transportation. Even normal public transport, let's never talk about private transport. You have your own car. How can you even fuel your car every day? Public transport, they'll tell you from here to here, short distance, they're telling you 500, 600. And if you bargain with these drivers, they're not going to listen to you. So the standard of living now, compared to then, is terrible, really.
Now let's go into medical.
That's another aspect.
I am aware there's a brand of antibiotics I bought in 2021 for 1,200. That same antibiotics now is 9,000 plus. I'm not even talking about the 70s now.
This is like maybe 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. Okay, that's like 4 years ago now.
Yes. Was 1,200. Now is 9,000 plus. Treating malaria. These days now, people don't even go to the hospital anymore.
Because when you hear the prices, they'll call for you.
Once you feel somehow, malaria.
Just assume, yes, that you are down with a fever and go and buy drugs.
Once you feel somehow, malaria. Now, we even have adulterated drugs now.
Exactly.
Infiltrating the system. Now, medical is also very important because, naturally speaking, people will fall ill. And when that happens, naturally, you're supposed to have free healthcare for all citizens, but most people will have to pay out of pocket. Even so much noise about the health insurance scheme, even those who are on the scheme are complaining that some of the items have been removed. Some you have to now pay. Yes, some of the benefit they usually have before has been removed. Now you have to pay. Whereas these things are something that's supposed to be taken care of by the government. I'm talking about this one, government workers who are on the National Health Insurance Scheme. That's health. What about your children, for those who have children? Okay, for someone who is pregnant and they told you it's CS, averagely CS now in a small hospital. And I've also discovered it looks as though the government hospitals are even more expensive than the private hospitals.
I think it's just the same ratio now at this point, though.
Whereas the government hospital are supposed to be far cheaper than the private hospital. So, for your wife to do CS, Dr. Chris, you're listening. Am I correct? Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. You should keep close to 500,000. The drugs, the antibiotics they will give to your wife, because once the child is out, they will have to pump her with a lot of antibiotics and all that. They'll be giving her painkillers and all that. It's quite expensive. They all import these things. The doctors import them. So if we look at all this, you talk about clothing you can even manage. These days you wear one shirt for 10 years.
Just keep maintaining it
so it doesn't fade. Maintaining it so it doesn't fade. But things you can't manage, food, water, you can't manage shelter. House rent keeps on increasing.
To a reasonable self-con now, you should be talking of 350, 400.
Okay, clothes. Even the normal okrika.
Thrift wear are now very expensive. You don't even know the difference between thrift wear and boutique clothes.
Okay. Before you go to Mile 1, you see very sweet fine gin on that railway. Am I correct? Most of the people listen to me, they used to go there. Don't pretend. You see fine gin for 500 naira. As in good neat ones, grade 1. Now those same gin is going for 2,500, 3,000, 4,000.
Don't even talk about those that now sell them online. You will see thrift where they'll tell you 15k for okrika.
Because there was a time they said, oh, these things are now contraband. So some people now started bringing it into the country through the back door. Yeah. Now you banned it. Were you able to also give grants and all that to the local producers to produce
clothes?
These are the things. So look at the standard of living then. Look at the standard of living then. Growing up as a small boy, I was entering train to and fro Enugu. Sweet train in the executive chamber. That's where I was sitting. Would ever have train again. 1996 Olympics. Kano is still alive. Okocha is still alive. Victor Ikpeba is still alive. We watched it all through. There was light. Then, yes, they used to take light, but we used to have light. Electricity at least 18 hours, 15 hours. Constant, We didn't have this constant break, what do they call it now? Constant collapse of the national grid. Now it's an everyday event. Almost every day, national grid collapses or AFAM will collapse. You also look at the cost of fuel, 900 plus. As against Buhari left it at I think 500 plus. Before it was even 200. People were still complaining because life ought to improve.
That's true.
Life ought to what? Improve. That's the big life it ought to move from one level to the other. Even the Europeans are complaining. You know why? Human ones are insatiable. Economics taught us that. So it means there ought to be improvement. But within the Nigerian circle, are we having an improvement? Are we accelerating or we are decelerating?
Just
are we progressing or retrogressing?
Prices are accelerating, but our standard of living is not catching up with the prices of things.
Rona, you will not feel it if you have money commensurate with the price of things accelerating.
Yeah.
For instance, if you can afford a bag of rice, buy this stuff, buy this, as in your earning is, if you put it ratio by ratio, you can afford this and still save.
And still be
you will not feel it.
That's
so,
true.
If you look at the inflation rate in developed countries, how does it increase? In fact, even the one they say is 30-something point something here, according to them, they said the thing just reduced drastically. I'm now looking at what practical approach did they put in place to ensure that the thing reduces to 30-something. It's still even high. The inflation in other countries, how do they increase? So if you bought a particular yam, someone says, oh, they bought this yam for £10. Oh no, you hear £3. And then they will now convert it to Naira. And they will now say, oh, we're enjoying Nigeria. And I asked the person, do they plant yam abroad? What vast land do they have? If you have something in abundance, you're supposed to enjoy it now.
More than people that you don't
that do not have it.
Exactly.
Again, if you do that comparison, why wouldn't you say £3 is equal to 3 Naira? Who made your own currency to be devalued? You. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
What does 3 Naira buy here? But you can use £3 to buy something, or $3 to buy something. They still have cents there. Do we have kobo anymore? No. The highest denomination we have now, you have 1,000. There was a time we were having rumor that they want to print 2,000 or 5,000. So someone said very soon we'll be using wheelbarrow to carry money to go and buy one loaf of bread. Now, talking about bread. 2021, that supermarket you know at Chopa Junction, there's one fine bread they usually do. That's the kind of bread I usually eat. It was 400 Naira. 2020, they were selling that bread for 400 Naira. I don't usually eat any other bread.
Oh, that one.
400 Naira was like, what is 400 Naira?
Yeah, I
now?
can afford it.
I usually buy 2 loaves,
exactly.
one for my neighbor's children, one for myself. 2020, 2021, almost every day, I used to buy small drink for them. They are 3 in number, so I'll buy that loaf of bread and 3 drinks and drop when I come back from work. Then 1 loaf for me. Even the 1 loaf, they will still come to my house and still collect the remaining one because I won't be able to finish it. So I buy 1 loaf for them, 1 for me. That's 800. Those drinks were going for about 80 something Naira.
Yeah.
I'll buy 3. So approximately I just spent 1,002. Nothing. I'm talking about 2021, not.
Yes, that's what I said. You
not
don't even have to
1961.
compare 80s and 90s. 5 years ago, the difference is so wide now.
So I was buying a tin of milk. I don't usually drink pap with sachet milk. No way. With sachet milk, no way. It was tin milk. So the highest brand then was going for 150 Naira. One plantain, I usually like fried plantain with pap with milk.
Okay.
You see a very huge plantain like this for 200 Naira. So by the time I finish frying it, I won't be able to finish it.
To even be excess.
Now, I'm just comparing 4 years ago and now. Then you trace back to 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Let's look at education. Public schools have collapsed. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And then you have to take your children to private schools. Entry alone, the classes that even the child has not even taught.
That's what it is. Even for people that, not even your people, crash, a baby that is still sucking.
They will tell you entry,
registration fee,
180, 100
you'll be wondering, is that child graduating from that school to NYSC? Because the expenses is so much.
Then when you're done with registration, further you pay 70, 80,000. How many households can afford that for 1, 2, 3 kids, coupled with feeding, rent, transportation? One small drop, 200. One small drop, 200. So I remember there was a time from Choba to Mile 3, people were paying 150. Choba to Mile 3 now is how much? When I mean there was a time, 2-3 years ago.
Even from that Alakaya to this junction, it used to be 15 there, right?
God bless you.
Now you are spending 200. Just that short distance, so spending 200. Some even want to collect 300 Naira from you if you don't open your eyes very well.
Now, if you look at these basic things we have enumerated, for those who lived in the 60s, who fought the war, my grandfather was part of those who they were running from one place to the other. So he told me his own stories that even in the midst of the war, they were still getting supplies. Let's look at the 70s. Then we'll look at the 80s. Then the early 90s that I can talk about. And then the 2000s, and then now. From your own understanding, from your own practical example, how would you define? Because the debate has been on. So the presidency, Bayo Nanuga, who is the middle aide to Mr. President, said, no, Akinwumi Adesina did not say the right thing. Where did he get his data from? Sometimes data is good. Sometimes, most times too, practical experience is better. Because sometimes data, even the NBS, sometimes they don't even give accurate data. When World Bank talked about multidimensional poverty, it talked about lack of access to quality education, which is supposed to be free. It talked about lack of quality water, which is supposed to be free. But people have to provide water for themselves. Basic infrastructure that people are supposed to get, they are not getting it. Okay, how many people can averagely buy a landed property for 2 million, 2.5 million? Do all the paperwork, fence it round, and start building? How much is a bag of cement? So, by the time we look at all this, for a family of husband and wife and 3 children, how much are they earning? How much do they spend on food, on education, which is not the government school? The nursery and primary now, most homes want to send their children to the private schools because that's where they're even doing small things. It is the poorest of the poor that send theirs to government schools. Then, if you say you're coming from a private school, they will laugh at you because government school was
doing better,
was of the standard. Yes. So if you now say you're coming from a private school, they will laugh at you. With private what? Who was in private school? It was government through school all through. Now the government schools have been relegated. The average person, even you who is listening, you don't want your child to go to Uniport and UST. Let's be frank with ourselves. If you have the money, you will send them, even if it's not abroad, you will send them to, people send their children to Benin. We have IT students who come here from Benin. People send their children to Ghana for higher education. Some send their children to the private universities we have because you will not be inundated with the issue of strike.
Yeah.
You are sure that if you start now, you finish so time
of your course.
It is not as though the public universities don't have knowledgeable people to teach, but look at the infrastructures within the public universities. The lecturers are even frustrated. How will they impact knowledge on the children, on the students? The system alone also within the public universities is nothing to write home about. They are telling you are paying school fees, you are attending lecture, at the same time they are giving you tests. The whole system is bastardized.
It's really, I can really attest to that one because I know that, okay, I went to, my course was supposed to be for 4 years. I gained admission 2018. I was supposed to graduate 2022. But no, okay, 2018, 19, 20. Then that's lockdown 2020. There was coronavirus period. And after that, we had strike. I cannot even count the number of times we had strike in my school. Sometimes we strike for 6 months. Everyone will have to go home. You see yourself in one level for 2 years. Your mates in private universities, they've graduated at the time you're supposed to graduate. You've been in school, or I'd be asking you, are you sure you've not dropped out because of the education system and how bad it is? So I really can attest to that because I experienced that one firsthand.
So when we now look at all this, can we say that Akinwumi Adesina is correct, saying that Nigerians are poorer now than in 1916? That's what he said. But Bayo Nanuga says, no, Adesina is not saying the truth. The Adesina got his facts incorrectly. Which side do you belong? Yes, good evening.
Yeah, Mark, good evening, brother.
Go ahead, Sam.
Yes. Like I was saying in the afternoon time, Maxwell, look at electronics we buy today. In those, there is one fan, this one fan my father bought, National. That fan is still working today. Fan bought, I think, 1980 something, around that time. I said that fan is still working today. Fan born now, fan no one born. Fan collapse now, fan no one collapse. That fan is still working today. How many of our electronics today would you be able to use? And in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, it is still of that same quality, and you hand it over to another generation. Also, look at fruits we eat today. Call it banana, call it orange, call it carrot, call it. These are things that we just go and buy on that tree.
You have to call back, Emeka. All right. Please send in your messages to 0701 9339962. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
Innocent is my name. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, sir.
Yeah, it's very evident, very clear. I don't really understand. How can somebody compare 60s, 70s, 80s to this present time? Are they not in Nigeria? I was listening to you in the afternoon. People that will compare what is happening then, the economic situation in Nigeria after then and now. It's very, very evident. Even a child of 10 years, 5 years, they know the difference. Look at it. Only to eat. Before you even buy bread, buy this. Ordinary breakfast, you have spent 2,000, and that 2,000 is just, let me just manage. Then are you talking of education? Are you talking of health? There is no comparison at all. Nigeria is just degenerating every day by day. The politicians are not doing anything to help. They are just interested in themselves. Anybody that says today is better than yesterday, I think the person is just living in the future. Thank you very much. Innocent is my name.
Thank you. 0810-951-095 and go to our Facebook, Today95.1 FM. Drop your messages.
Max, this analysis where you do so no let people sleep, Moses. this analysis is taking sleep on people's eyes, I beg. Someone says, Max, did I hear you say self-contained is 400k? My friend saw one for 1 million naira. She named Cherem Sylvester George from Ajib Estate. It depends on the location, but we all know that housing is expensive.
Just looking at the average.
The affordable one, so for 400,000 naira.
The least you can see in a remote area. All right, let's take this call. Good evening. Yes, go ahead. Hello, go ahead. Did I talk about the network situation? We didn't talk about it. The network situation of 10 years ago and now.
Now we have more. You spend more on data and you are not even getting the network. You spend more on airtime. You are not even getting quality network to browse or to do anything. But they've increased the tariff. They've increased data. You used to subscribe. Maybe you used to subscribe 1 gig, 2 gig. But now you will do that one, and in a few hours, that data is exhausted. Sometimes a day you have to sub like 3-4 times a day.
And have you discovered we have more drop calls now than then?
Exactly.
Then if you have maybe out of 15 calls that you made to different people, you had 1 drop call, you'll be complaining. But now almost all the calls you make, it's a regular thing.
It's a regular thing.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, Matt, I was talking.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Now, when you look at the fruit, when you go to when you go to the market, it is difficult for you to get coconut that is well matured. In those days when I was in the village, coconut will fall from the tree, and when you break it, my brother, it will taste like the milk inside. You see? But today, look at the type of fruits we eat today. Half unripe. In those days, you will see people having empathy with one another. When I was 7, I tell you, I was traveling from one location to another. When I was doing my UCV, at a point in time, my money finished. A man I met at the park, the same park, I just explained to him, he said, my son, don't, with my, what do they call it, NYSC regalia. He said, please don't worry yourself. I'm going with you, you hear? That man, he paid everything for me. So, when people are comparing, saying today is better, I don't know what they see today that make today better than in those days. I travel from Umuahia to Kaduna, to Kano, to Gombe in a train. Inside the train coach, they cooked for us. They did everything there. But today, enter those trains. In fact, public toilet is even better than inside those trains. Everywhere is stinking, smelling today. But in those days, everything is well kept. When you come to railway portals, when you come to the stations, when you come to public places, you will know that, yes, people man all these things. But today, nobody cares. However it is, so long as at the end of the month, people get their salaries. Nobody wants to know. So people should think very well. Thank you, Master. Let others talk.
Thank you very much.
Still have messages here. My brain has been calculating so many things about this topic on 45-degree longitude and 90-degree latitude within my horizon. Michael Newmont. This one says, do you know the reason why the classical economists did not envisage a rising marginal utility? It is because of their assumption and belief that 3 basic needs of man should be very ordinary to meet. But in Nigeria, food is now a status symbol, the high sense of conveyance of the political class. As perpetuating poverty at this proportion is a call for concern. Arise, O compatriots, let's embrace the animal farm strategy by ensuring that we unite across ethnic lines, awoken by common poverty trap perpetuated by the elite class without border. Let us awaken the spirit. Carlo.
Check. People were not rushing for food before.
There's hunger now.
If you go to weddings, there are people who come to weddings then.
Yeah.
That they will just prefer not to eat. People go to weddings now to go and eat.
People get angry that they come to your event and you did not feed them.
Exactly. Let us announce here that we're going to be sharing rice tomorrow morning in Today FM. They will pull down this building.
You will see stampede. Everybody will be here. Before the time, this place is already packed full.
Say from 8 a.m., we'll be sharing rice. I'm not saying that's what we'll do. I'm just saying, for example, if we say that kind of thing on air and say we want to do charity, you'll be shocked. You could use 1,000 naira to eat bole, yam, and fish 5, 6, 7 years ago. Now, for you to eat bole, yam, and fish, you need approximately 3,500.
Exactly. One bole, you can't even buy one bole for 500.
One bole is
700, 800, 900, depending on the size.
Depending on the size. One that small yam, they usually cut like this. Yam, ordinary yam, is 100 naira. That yam used to be 10 naira. So by the time you tell them to put 200 naira yam alone, you don't plenty now. Then bole, then 30 naira, 40 naira. If you tell them to put 2, everywhere don't full. The fish used to be 100 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, 200. The 200 naira was so big. You eat fish saute. If you greet somebody good morning, you'll be smelling fish. Now you need approximately 3,500 to 400 to buy. Okay, let's look at soft drink. How much is soft drink? A bottle of soft drink? 500.
Yeah,
500.
Depends. 500, 450. Some people sell 600 in some places.
That soft drink used to be how much? 100 naira, 80 naira.
Exactly.
Not even in the 80s, in the 2000s.
Exactly. I witnessed that very well. Now, if you want to buy one bottle of drink, if you look the money in your hand, you just say, let me buy pure water.
And now they are much more watery, the soft drink.
And colors, different colors.
There was
for
a
the
time
drinks.
you open one soft drink, as you're taking it, the kind of gas that will be coming out of your system. Now the thing looks, it just tastes like water.
Ordinary water and color.
Just nothing. You won't gas. You will not belch, nothing. But then you will belch, somebody asks, what happened now? You say, I drink soft drink. But now, it's like water. Let us look at drinking Gary. How much do you need averagely to drink Gary?
15 naira. You are okay. Granite.
Then.
Yes, and this then is not even 10 years ago.
We are talking about
this
5, 6 years ago.
Yes.
You could buy granite oil for 10. Granite for 10 naira.
Sugar 10 naira or 5 naira.
A cup of Gary for 10 naira. So you need average 15 naira to drink good Gary. Now you need more than 500 naira to drink good Gary because sugar is 100 naira. Granite. That's very. Have you seen that one? Very small, like this, 100 naira. So you need to buy 200 naira. So granite is 200. This is 1 cup of Gary is how much? 400 or 300. So you need more than 500 to drink common Gary.
That then used to be. You
could tell your neighbor, Rona, you get Gary. Yes,
it's not you. Somebody will share for you.
Now let me not go far.
You, I don't have.
While I was in school, how many years ago? They used to come to my house to carry Gary, as in my friends.
Because that was the easiest thing.
That was the easiest thing. I had Gary, I had yam. I used to have approximately 1-2 basins of Gary all the time. Then the yams used to be big tubers, at least averagely. If maybe it is scarce, I'll have like 5 tubers. So if you come and you make so much noise, I carry 1 tuber, give you. I say, carry Gary, go and cook and chop. At least that was the average thing you could get. At least you're sure of eating gari and soup in my house, and you eat yam, either fried or white yam or porridge. That I can guarantee you. I cannot take you to Sammy's because I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Me, at least then when I was in uni, the thing I know I could give freely was noodles. I always have carton of noodles in my house. Exam period or resumption, or you could give out noodles for free. Just say, where you get noodles, so you take. But now, if you want to buy even the smallest pack of noodles now,
it's 300 naira.
And there's no way you eat that small pack and be full.
Which small
pack? So you need to eat like 2, 3, 4, 5. Even the medium size pack now they'll tell you 450. If you hold 1,000 naira, you want to eat the big size. You cannot even eat. You can't afford that big size and buy egg and buy something else along the noodles.
Let's take calls. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, man of the.
Osinachi, good to have you. Go ahead.
Yeah, man of the people.
Sir.
You see, the problem with this government is that you see when you don't know something and you admit that you don't know this thing, somebody will teach you and you will learn. So when you don't know something and you don't want to admit that you don't know, then how will you learn? That's the problem with them. You don't know this thing and they're trying to tell you. You see, what they're supposed to do is to pick something from what people are saying. It's like they even said the man is talking like Peter. Or is you know the man they say he's talking like Peter. So that's the problem. My brother, I beg, this country tire me. Man of the people.
Sir?
Greet your colleague for me. Her voice is entering my head.
Good evening. Let me enter very well.
All right.
We have WhatsApp messages here.
Please.
I don't know what to say. Nigeria is burying us gradually. Max, my salary is 50k. How can I pay for rent that our landlord increased to 400k? While we were paying 200k before. Right now, if I go to the village, where will I walk? I calculated from my village to workplace for a month. It will cost me 50k. I am confused right now. I don't even know what to do. You're not the only person, though. We're all facing it. Maxwell, good evening. My grandmother one day called me into her room and showed me an exercise book she used to go to Aba in the 80s to buy foodstuff for boarding students, as she was the chief matron then. Guess how much she will go to Aba with to buy a bag of rice, beans, provision and others? 200 naira, and she will buy foodstuff for house use from the money. If you want to know how Nigeria has gone bad, go and buy bedroom slippers now and see how far. Ibi Fubara from
now that 200 naira, let us now say in today's money, is 2,000 naira. So if we buy a bag of rice between 2 to 10,000, is it bad?
It's not.
At least someone earning 70,000 will be able to buy one bag of rice and keep.
No.
That means tomato, onion, and other things will be cheaper. So if you buy and stock your house with 25,000 from the 70,000, it's not too bad. Am I correct?
That's okay.
But the 70,000 cannot even buy one bag of rice.
Let alone other things.
So okay, if you buy half bag, you'll be chewing the rice, crom, like an animal.
Will you not feel your
So I'm wondering. Someone says, "Where we don't have road, you give us rice. We don't have electricity, you give us rice.
We are sick.
We are sick, you give us rice. Human rights, you give us rice. Now rice be our problem."
Everything is rice now. As long as you have rice, there's hope. Mr. Max, I'm Uche Wanchuku from Ngboba. It is a simple fact and truth that Nigeria of 1960s is far better than today. The key point is dollar-naira exchange, which gives us the purchasing power. In 1960, it was $2 to 1 naira. So where is the argument from? Buyer coming from? I saw in my dad's diary in the early 80s where he bought a bundle of zinc for 20 naira, a bag of cement 1 naira 50 kobo. He spent 500 naira total to build an overhead metal water tank and stand for more than 500 liters. I would have snapped it and sent to you if there was light. Buyer has to earn his pay by not agreeing to the simple truth. More messages on WhatsApp. This one says, in the 1980s and 1990s, if you are walking along the road, you will see money on the ground everywhere. But now, you cannot see that happening. Max, who do us this one? The only money you see on the ground now is damaged 15 naira or 20 naira because hardship is in the land. Tammy P. More messages on WhatsApp. This one says, 2015, 2014, before 4 plantain is 400. Big head fish 200 naira and yam 200, and you use 100 naira to buy soft drink, total 900. You're already good. Max, you're making me vex as I remember that time, that good old days. Mike and Newmont. 2014, 2015, the big Costa container of Gary, they sell 3K now, used to be 2 containers for 500 naira or 1 container for 250 naira. Who knows, hungry man and noodles that time. Only super pack can belly full 2 persons with egg. But now it's not like that. Okay, more messages here. Let me not mention my name, but there's hunger in the land. My baby's 1-year birthday was last week. My wife invited kids of his age within the community, but we are surprised to see elderly people come with kids. Who no go chop? Who no like food? Big boys and girls rushing to indoor party with elected kids. We had to order food from another place to affect our budget for the birthday. People are hungry, please. This one says, Oga Maxwell, good evening. Let me tell you the truth. APC government has turned Nigeria upside down, but all I know is that the law of karma will surely visit them individually. I've not seen a country like Nigeria where the rich keep getting richer while the poor keep getting poorer. Do you know that just today after closing from work, I drove down from Rumola because I saw a new building going on, not knowing it was self-house. After asking if the rent price, the landlord said 500k last. The funny thing is that each of the apartments is very small with POS setting. It is really well in our country. Came from PHC.
Let's take some calls. Good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good evening.
Go ahead.
If this other brother, Andrew Ngelale, was still in this administration as a media aide to President Tinubu, there would have been a serious problem. You know why? Because he's afraid to tell lies to Nigerians. All he has to do, he has to resign because of the likes of Additional. It's unfortunate that at a time like this, even professors of the land can no longer speak. Senior advocates of Nigeria cannot speak. It's unfortunate that a man that is grounded when it comes to agricultural matters, let's be honest, serious nations determine their GDP through agricultural chain or blockchain.
You're correct.
They don't peg their time on oil, taxation, and the rest. How well your agricultural sector is doing, they predicate their vision, their plans, and determination for that year on that. My brother, to be honest, there's too many educated illiterates in governance today. People who are not educated enough to be there. And we caused it. Oh, politics is a dirty game. I went through my father's diary. I saw 700 naira flight to London. Maxwell, are you sure?
That is true.
700 naira from Nigeria to London. 700 naira.
Then they were begging us to come and school there. Then, now we are begging them to go and school.
They were even the one rushing down here. But look at us today. We are the one rushing down. Look at them days. They were using chains to drag us come. But today now rubber bank, they carry the drag us, rubber bank. And you are telling me because you are well fed. And I want to ask these civil society organizations, is it that none of these organizations have the intellectual capacity to be responding to the government like this? Don't still be on the discussions like this on radio. Civil society organization, where are they?
Thank you very much.
Before I leave the floor, sir, I overheard along your program, I decided not to call so I don't get angry. Oh, we are progressing. We are progressing. We are doing well. Chineke God, for how much will they pay you under this condition? You are caught about the population, my brother. If you consider our GDP as for 1983 and as for now, amidst the population, we're enjoying them. How much today now? Share our budget is about 200 and something trillion, Abi. Sorry, 27 trillion naira. In 1982, how much is our budget determined to the population we have? And you are saying we are progressing. President Tinubu, we salute you. Your daughters are into, they call them hookups. Your young men are not into drugs. Come to the street and say lots of young boys are into drugs.
Thank you very much.
It's not ordinary. Let me stop here, Mr. Zion.
Thank you very much.
Let's take some messages from Facebook. Mr. Maxwell, 500 naira pepper is not enough for 4 cups of rice. So, okay.
No, you will add, you have to buy dry pepper and add. That's what I do. You mix it up with 200 naira dry pepper. That's 700. Else, you buy 1,000 naira pepper. Because it's fresh pepper that gives the vibe.
All of us have become mathematicians.
No, what I do is I play with fresh pepper mixed with dry pepper.
Okay.
Then I play with garlic, ginger, and onion. That's what I do. Because I don't like this sachet, I want to live long.
Okay. The government has made the environment so hard that people cannot feed as of before. The decision they make has caused a lot of changes in today's standard of living. All right, this one says, sure, God bless AFDB boss of Professor Adesina for speaking the truth irrespective of whose ox is God. During 50s and 60s, Eastern region was the fast-growing region in the whole world until late Chief M.I. Okwara. The tripod regions that were operational were in healthy competition amongst themselves. Just check out Transamadi, how it was properly laid out, even Aba and Enugu. But so any person saying that Nigerians are better off now than before is highly delusional and hypocritical, hence should be thrown to abyss. Joel.
Let's take this. Good evening.
Lucky Maxwell.
Robin Maja, the farmer.
Yes, I salute you. And I salute our sister with you there.
Good evening. Thank you.
It's most unfortunate that we have gotten to a stage where adults can now look at the faces of Nigeria and the world at large to lie in the name of governance. People say Nigerian politics, Nigerian type of politics. Why must a man live a life to lie to himself? Because you are collecting salary. You now look at my face to tell me today my life is better than 1980, 1981 when I got into secondary school. When 10 naira is what we are giving as pocket money. You need to buy all the provisions and stock your locker. From sugar, if you want Pronto, if you want Ovaltine, all of them. You tell me our life is better now. When you now drive to filling station, you buy fuel, 20,000 naira. As you leave the filling station, you are looking at the dashboard. You go to the next 1-2 poles, you revise and go back to your house. You tell me our life is better today. Let them continue to be to deceive themselves, and those who don't understand. Somebody will tell me today, if election is tomorrow, I will now leave my comfort zone and go to place and vote that President Bola Tinubu should continue, that Nigerian life is better. Let us watch as it goes. Good evening. God bless you. I can't be angry.
Thank you very much. Let me look at some other things. During the Good Luck era, I recall I know someone who was going to Cotonou to bring first grade cars.
Yeah.
I know Mazda 323, 623 was going for 500, 650,000. People were buying it like water. Who was even buying Mazda then? It's for taxi now. Who was buying Mazda for private use?
Yeah.
Padded was how much? What's this car? RAV4 was how much? That's the Tokumbo. Normal Toyota Corolla they use for boat now. Go and price how much? 5-point-something million. These are cars that were going for 650, 600 during Good Luck's time. And people were buying it. At least I know some dealers. I'm not talking theory. I know people who go to Cotonou. You give this man 650, your Toyota Corolla will land. Bang, bang, no story. Anyone you want American spec, you go add 50,000, 700. He will bring it for you. And I'm now wondering, when I price these cars now, I am 2015 and now, just 10 years. Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please.
This is Mona coming from
Go ahead.
You see, one thing is for people to just tell you the truth. And another thing for others to say. If you can't tell yourself, when others tell you, you listen. Somebody has just come to state the obvious and the truth. Rather than look at it for what it is and see how you can make things better, you are trying to now refute somebody that has said the truth. Posterity will never forgive anybody who supports evil. Somebody has said something, even like you are saying, even as late as just recently, yesterday, 2015 and now, you can't even compare. If you have been paid 30,000 naira then, there were a lot of things you could buy with 30,000 naira. Now, even being paid 100, you can't buy the things you can buy with 30,000 naira in 2015. Somebody is trying to criticize somebody that has spoken the truth. We need to start telling ourselves the truth. Because probably they are beating envelopes now, or they are the competitor of power, and certain things are on pro bono.
Thank you very much. Let's take some messages and we'll
let's wrap up with this. Back then, one bag of rice is how much now? I work from sunset to sundown just to eat with my family. At my age, I'm facing wrist pain because my family must eat. My brother, I'm not happy. Rainmaker. More messages. This one says, if anybody had told me President Tinubu would run this kind of government where lies have become the order of the day, I would not believe. From Kanu. Okay, very quickly, one more message. Good evening, Max and beautiful voice. It reached my turn to become Uncle APC happen. Gote from Bori. Let me quickly take this last message. Greetings. Your journalist behaves as if the bad economy doesn't concern you guys. You guys keep defending the government in power. From Thank God Ability Atebu. Okay, that's the much messages we can take. Okay,
journalists buy from the same market. I'll give you an analysis now. I cook. I go to the market regularly. At least I know there was a time you go to the market and you buy red meat. And assorted will be given to you as dash. Now, assorted is very expensive. Yes, you buy red meat. So you give me meat 2,000. A pound weight of meat, there was a time during the Buhari's period, as disastrous as Buhari's government was. Because that's when during the Goodluck's time, there was high level of corruption. It was not very, very good, like palatable. So people wanted an improvement from what it used to be. So the improvement should have been, okay, from 10,000 naira bag of rice, we should go down to 6,000. That's when people say, okay, you have tried. Go down again to 5,000. So what do? Push in more money into production, stem insecurity, and then let people go back to farm. You can be drilling your oil. But no nation grows with just staying on oil. Even though the oil money, they still steal it. They don't even invest it. Thank you very much. We'll take a short break and we'll come back for Eyewitness Report.
Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Start sending in your Eyewitness Report. Send it to 07019339962. WhatsApp and regular messages. You can do a voice note and send. That number is also a WhatsApp number. Do a voice note and send. You can also send a picture with a description, and then you can also send normal messages, both on WhatsApp and the regular messages. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
Every day, we hear reports about counterfeit products, stories of fake drugs, foods, expired goods and other consumables being manufactured, imported and sold to unsuspecting members of the public. Findings reveal that Africa records at least 100,000 deaths from fake drugs-related ailments yearly. These fake and substandard products, particularly drugs, have been considered a global threat to human lives. And despite efforts by authorized agencies in Nigeria to combat the menace, the Nigerian market remains flooded with different unwholesome products. This is a plea to all those who manufacture and sell these goods to desist. Stop this menace of counterfeit products. Let's place value on human lives. And should you have purchased a counterfeit product or unsatisfied with the product, please contact SON or Consumer Protection Agency. This message is powered by Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the people.
All right, it's now time for Eyewitness Report. Feel free to join the conversation. Dial 0810-9510-951 and 0817 000951. Messages, send them to 07019 339 962. Yes, good evening.
Hello, good evening, my friend.
Go ahead, sir.
Since I'm calling a sort of this, we don't press it around the Elias Road. I don't know, this man they blocked for us here. This is not paying these refuse contractors. The road have blocked. Just as anybody that used to pass through that road from Womunduru to Eneka, to Elias. This road are leaving Womunduru to Elias. That's why we don't press it. That's the place they call train road. The road have blocked. Don't understand if it's not paying the refuse collectors contract. These contractors that collect the refuse. I don't know the kind of problem to remove that for us here. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Refuse. Have you gone to Choba Junction? Down?
The refuse in that area, but is it that the people that are in charge of those things, they are not doing the work again, or how now?
Well, I think one of the driver also called on the show one of those days, and he said they were owing them. Some of them can't buy diesel
to fill their.
That they are still working, but some of them have stopped working because they've not been paying them. I don't know if they've started paying them again.
Okay.
So some can't buy diesel to power their vehicles. This thing is a routine thing.
Yeah.
You don't need to owe someone, because anytime you see failure in some quarters, just as someone is not doing his job,
That's
it means
true.
the flow is already bridged.
Yeah.
So if you need to pay people a certain time, please, that's a problem we have in Africa. We start something, we don't put in a machinery that will ensure that this thing is sustained. Everything is political. Everything revolves around one man. Yes, good evening. Go ahead, sir.
My name is Comrade Edith. I'm calling from.
All right, sir.
I live in Ida. Just by that station. When they go station, right by that junction there. And sorry, let me not just Soko. The local government chairman, so administrator, he told them that they should not put their date on the road. They put ban, and people could not put ban on the road there. This morning I went there now to 6 people. They come out, the good people come out, all of them. They are still packing on this road that they say they should not put that in. They should so they give them a place to park. Or they will blame government. So how do we do with people that cannot do what government is? They cannot do this. And tomorrow they are blaming government. Who are the government? Are we not the government? Hello? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello, sir?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello? Am I talking to Maxwell?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay.
I said, in Ikwere local government, Greater. My name is. People are still keeping their on the road when government said they should not keep it again. They show them where to put it. So who is going to blame who?
Where do you have a designated place? Do you have any place where they're supposed to keep it? Are you listening?
Hello?
Do you have a designated place where you're supposed to keep your waste? Oh. I am aware in Aba.
Yeah.
One pole to the other, they have a big bin where you put your waste. And then there are designated people who clean it up every day. Not this motor type. In the markets, the market, they generate a lot of refuse.
Yeah.
So you just put it there. Even if you drink sachet water, you put it there. These guys come in the evening and then they evacuate it and then clean it. So there's a system. There's a structure. That's what I'm talking about. In governance, there ought to be structure. That's the difference between governance in some places. So I think Africans can do better. We can do better. Everything must not be, people, they do things like this. We just like doing things anyhow. We have strong men, so everything revolves around one man. When a governor comes in, he will cancel what the other governor had started, even if that thing was benefiting the people, working well. For instance, the solar light issue is not supposed to be a one-man's arrangement. It's supposed to be a government policy. You solarize everywhere. The world is moving towards that end. Even as sort of people say they want to put solar.
They won't go there.
As sort of say they want to put solar, that the money they are spending on NEPA is too much. I say, the money one they pay too much. So now we go, they suffer. I beg these people. And then the next thing, they want to go and ban. I don't understand though. These people ban. People are now buying solar to manage their families. You now say you want to go and ban so that the bourgeois will hijack it and then they will increase the price. They are the ones now that will have license secretly to be imported. Go ahead. Good evening.
Good evening, Lucky Maxwell.
Yes, sir.
I greet you and your guests in this.
Good evening.
She's my co-host.
My name is Meneza, one of Africa. I'm calling from Za in Yogoloku in Kana local government area, Ward 3.
All right, sir.
Lucky Maxwell help me and beg Tony Okocha. He needs sole administrator in this state. Now, the sole administrator is here. Let him give us solar light. That thing is cool. I've been to NDDC for over 6 times. They said I'm not a member of the APC or what. That they will not bring me as their joint. They gave me form to pay. I said I won't pay form. This thing is free. Can and local government and Ward 3 and local Ward 3 need solar light. The place is too dark, especially in Etesa is too dark. We need solar light. It's free. I beg, tell him the solar administration is here now. That was what it was clamoring for. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. That's why we just talked about it, Rona. The solar light is not supposed to be, hey, and they are giving solar light. Thank God, they are putting solar light. Hey, I will for do now. No. When are we going to regularize good things in this country? When are citizens going to say, and then government just start putting things without people calling on government? I said it the other day, and I said, any government that they remind to come and renovate school, build school, renovate hospital, is an irresponsible government. That's the truth. Because these are things that naturally should be in an environment. So if it wasn't even there, the government that is now in place should even be ashamed that the previous government didn't fix those things. I feel so sad when I hear learned people say, the man so tried, he built infrastructure, he built bridge here, built here. I say, come on, this people okay? What is governance? So it looks as though we behave abnormal in Africa. Why should citizens remind a government to come and renovate their hospital and school? It is not normal now. So even the government in place should know that, the previous government have been irresponsible not to have put those things. But now, if you have a child today now, will they remind you to feed the child?
Of course not. It's my responsibility.
It is your responsibility. So it is the responsibility of every government to ensure that the basic things within localities. However, trust me, go to all localities. There is what you call, how do I put it now? A deficiency in basic things. Call it hospital, schools. People are sitting under mango tree to learn. You expect those children to be happy with the state tomorrow? When billions have been used for elections, used to pay political allies for their political whatever. And then this money is supposed to be channeled. I said it. Monies come into states that people don't know. For education, for health, for polio, for this. These governors just pocket the money. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
My name is Innocent. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
My eyewitness is the way parents abandon their children. Now that school has resumed, you see parents, they will leave their children all the way from as far as Ada George, going to Choba, or even remote Jarabat. They will abandon, they will just allow the children. Sometimes they will even put them in the vehicle. Children that are not up to 10 years, some of them within 10 years, not up to 12 years. They will just put them in the vehicle. And to me, that's not very good. Is it not child abuse? If they should look for a nearby school now. If that place is bad, they cannot take care. Maybe they are calculating the transport fare. They will just allow children. Most times I see them, I say, these parents, children that people are looking for. They have children, they cannot take adequate care. So that's my eyewitness. Thank you very much. Innocent is my name.
Thank you, sir. Innocent.
Let's take some messages on text messages. This one says, good evening, Max. My eyewitness report is how different group of individuals disturbing small-scale business owners within Iguruta Ali axis. Different groups going at different days with all sorts of levies and conditions in the name of either local government council, POS levy collection, tax force, sanitation authority, IRS, and the likes. I wonder how much these small-scale business owners are making daily that warrants all these illegal levies imposing on them by these money collectors. Please use your good offering in Today FM to call on relevant authorities to checkmate this ugly situation. Chidex. All right. This other one says, please, the NPF should go after those guys that occupy and sleep under all our bridges in River State. They turn to monsters and wreak havoc, panic, and rob citizens at night, especially when it rains. Jaja Norman. Let's also take messages from WhatsApp. Eyewitness report. Good evening. My area report is on persons living with disability in Eche. It has not been easy with them. Quite a number of them, their mobility aids are bad. Hunger, penury, and no money to access the hospitals. We don't know whom to run to. Please use your position to recommend whom we can run to alleviate our sufferings, Pastor Goody. More messages on WhatsApp. Good evening, my brother and sister. Igboeche Junction down to Umuebele Junction Road is so bad. My governor should be brought back to do it for us, please. Pastor Olushola Rotimi in Igboeche. Good evening. My eyewitness has to do with all these so-called Community Lights Committee chairman. We have been in darkness for 3 months now in Owipa, Choba. Even after collecting money from residents to repair a transformer, it is so painful. PHED is not helping us at all. Regards, Damzi. Okay.
Okay. Pastor Gotti, you raised an issue very unfortunate. Even before the governor was suspended, you know, both of us have been talking about that issue, shouting that government, as in governors, especially our governor, should put in structures. That's one of the first things I expected Governor Simfobra to have done. The state was a one-man show arrangement. All the structures were destabilized. No state can grow without structures. When you have structures in place, you have Ministry of Social Welfare, they are well funded. You have someone who is not a politician, who is a commissioner in charge. They take care of these things. That is what every reasonable governor should do, to put in structures in place. Right now, for those who have not even probably not known what the level of damage the emergency rule has brought. Even when Governor Sim was on board, I was shouting that everything that needs to be done should be done with the speed of light, putting pressure on the government. Now that they now brought in sole administrator, nothing is even ongoing. Everything is just on a standstill. So it means the state of emergency has done more evil than harm. Because at least even when the governor was around, things were going slowly, but we were still talking and pushing and putting pressure on the government. I can talk to an elected representative, call them out and say my mind. Nothing will happen. Well, this one now, who do you talk to? Which mandate does he have to do things, to do that? When he was sent by Mr. President, what did they tell him to do? What didn't they tell him to do? These are the things. It's like you, the man of the house. You traveled and they say another man should come and take care of your wife and your children. What do you expect the man to be doing? You think he will care about your children going to school or doing this, doing... No, he will just care about the woman at night. To be firing her up and down. That's what the man will care about. Yes. That is exactly what is happening here in River State. So you think this man will care about if you have refuse at your doorstep, if your road is bad? No. Same way that man will care about firing your wife all night. That's what you know what he will be firing now? Treasury.
And then those people with disabilities that the other person mentioned, they're supposed to be groups or programs, right, for them to aid their disabilities, because he mentioned that we should reach out to people that should take care of them with their mobility and aids. I really don't know how.
That's what the Minister of Social Welfare is always taking care of.
Yeah.
So that's why if you have a governor who knows what he's doing and all ministries are working, funded as it were, the Social Welfare Ministry is supposed to take care of this set of people. We have laws. The question is implementation. Very, it's not even low. It's nowhere. No implementation at all. We have laws that should take care of people living with disabilities. But unfortunately, even the people, the other set of people, is there anybody that is even being taken care of in Nigeria?
Even people with abilities and the ones with disabilities were all being...
Children, nobody cares about them. Pregnant women, nobody cares about them. The elderly ones, they retire to get gratuity is a problem. It's all a leadership problem. We'll keep on talking. We'll keep on appealing to the conscience of those who are in authority, and we'll keep on appealing to you. Not to, you heard when Mazi was shouting when he was on his show that anybody who supports any politician, he said any politician, he will unfriend you.
Good evening. Let me take this message quickly. Good evening. Citizens are really suffering and will look helpless and hopeless. The roads by Alakaya Rumusi Market, Rumusi, is very terrible and has been like that for years. Now that they have completed a long stretch of road leading to flyover, can't that road be done too? Okay.
Good evening.
Okay, Maxwell.
Go ahead, Robin Maja.
Good evening. And greeting to the soul sister there. Lucky Maxwell, quick one. I was in Ahoda town on Saturday, and I observed something. And that which I observed showed me that it's like my brothers, that is their pair, sons and daughters, are beginning to be wise. You know that when the Stola came and the other elected local government chairmen were sacked by Supreme Court, in some of the local council, and even within Port Harcourt area, we hear that, and we see that the billboard carrying the picture, the photograph of the governor and the local council chairman and all the rest were all pulled down, torn and all that. When I got to Ahoda, everything is still normal, very normal. The former chairman, council chairman picture is there. The billboards are all around there. I think I need to commend the youth for being reasonable to understand that it's just the change of the porridge I've been telling you about. Having said so, the neighboring communities, talking about Obele, Oshiboko, Gneze, Ojabede, Okorowo, Koma 1 and 2, that is directly suffering from the impact of the oil gas flaring in Obele oil field. Solar lights are all around the communities. The one in my village, Oshiboko, precisely. The gates have been put there some months back, but the lights are not there. I don't know whether they have diverted the flight. It's an NDDC project. If they have diverted the flight, the person who did the job in all the communities should ensure that that of Oshiboko should be there too now, so that my people too can enjoy. They can have the daytime in the night. That is my eyewitness report today. Lucky. God bless you and bless your station.
The Ubita gas plant, how far?
The Ubita gas plant, the current information available to my ear, the leadership of that is the monarch, Akalaka the 12, His Majesty Kevin Anogo, who is about to celebrate his 3rd anniversary, is still insisting, people are insisting that the gas plant should be built in Ubeta, because that is the loan collected in America by Total. They gave them the loan to build gas plant, the Ubeta gas plant, not Ubeta pipeline. And I think the people should be reasonable enough, the government should understand that they should give to the people what the people deserve. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Well, I just hope they start that project and they do it and do it well. And if they build it, of course, the reason why the loan was given $550 million, $550 million was to build, not to suck. If they start sucking, there might be crisis. So let them do the right thing. After all, even the building is to install those things, but at least it will be there so that there won't be crisis. We don't want any more crisis. Because when crisis starts, all of them, they will run to Abuja and abroad to go and stay. Good evening. 0810-951-0951. Good evening. Yes, please, go ahead. Good evening.
Yeah, Maxwell, good evening.
The Africa woman, go ahead.
Thank you, Maxwell. And I greet your guests within the studio. Good evening, dear.
Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you. Look, Maxwell, I listened to you and I was just laughing and smiling. I said, wow. And I was in a kitchen when I was listening. Fortunately, I just came back from the market and bought fresh fish. And coming from my village, Maxwell, the cost of even fish in my village, the one that we catch from the river for free, It's unbelievable. And prawns, it's unbelievable. And when you were analyzing how to cook 4 cups of rice, I said, by God, Master, Haba. If you have a madam now or a madam coming in the future, you can just look at the pot of food that she cooked, and when she serves you, automatically you can say the exact amount she used in preparing that pot. Nobody go fit, except you just want to leave. If not, no, nobody go fit collect something from you. Master, you're too much. Oh, this one is excess, it's too much. But it's so unfortunate when I heard the cost. Recently, I was looking at my school fees receipt, Maxwell. I was looking at the total receipt, school fees, everything. You will see, less than 20,000 naira.
Please, you need to call back. Your line just went off the network. Okrika woman, you need to call back. The network just cut you off.
Okay, let's take some more messages. Good evening, Max. Vincent Wunzi, Choko Eche. I'm tired of talking about the kind of leaders we have in this country. Please, let's do better. On WhatsApp, this one says, my eyewitness report is about some young ladies who have sworn to be seducing young men with their front and massive backside. I will begin a campaign of flogging these young ladies with my big koboko, Zeus from Rupoku. Okay, let's check on Facebook.
All right. While we're waiting for messages on Facebook, please, someone saw me, was it over the weekend? I said, Maxwell, is it only on radio you talk? No, it's not only on radio. I talk at weddings. I talk at book launches. All right? Yes, I also talk there. So if you want me to come and talk there, you know how to reach out to me on Facebook. Wedding, book launch, house launch, anything that has to do with good thing. Child dedication, I also talk there. All right? So I'm sure the person might be laughing. Like, saw me over the weekend. Is he only on radio that you talk? I say, no. I also talk everywhere. That's, emceeing. I talk book launch, child dedication, anything good, because rice going yafu. You understand what I'm saying? With the way things be, if person come there, you chop. After talking, you chop. You collect small choncho, you move. Life goes on. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
Let me greet my auntie. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome.
I wonder for Jesus to get political government. Yes, I'm not sure. 227, going on now. 227 will reach. They will stay more money. Go and put someone again. If I want that no good as a Mokmana community will get local government, I know other people in my community and my ward still go and vote. What we do, we have no benefit anything before they give state of magic. Then I will call it 2023 now. Calling about deeper life rules. They use where they're working Port Harcourt Ring Road. The whole Port Harcourt River State, the whole 23 government, they use this road. The whole local government, chairman, the whole commissioners, before they sack them in office, they use this bring upon a deeper life road. That road was done by NGDC. I'm complaining. People are saying that let's as you know, come and do something. The one way we don't do, the governor will don't vote. Waiting don't do for no panade. Waiting don't do for no panade. They say they work. So they got chairman where they don't come up for seats. Waiting don't do for no panade. When people say the people they move in the office, they work. What happened to no panade where they never work, they work. Where people say they work. Since 2023 now, I'm complaining. No panade that happen to man. They say, okay, to do work. They do which work. If you do something more, I know say yes, they do work. I sing this song every day. I call, I swear. And if you do me, somebody will do back to you. Is they good to do good?
Honorable. What do you want?
Don't do the something. Yes?
So, Wanda, what do you want? What do you want?
I swear, that road, we cannot go our houses, that deeper life road. And we are ready to now start. People that have a car, but that they don't buy the car fancy. You know how much is car now?
Right. Thank you, Wanda, for Jesus. Thank you. Keep on talking about that road. I'm sure the authorities are listening. One day, a miracle will happen. Thank you. You know, everything in Africa is miracle. Things that are supposed to be normal, because you've been deprived for a very long time. The day you see it as a miracle. So let's take this short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
Because years ago, there's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the people. Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
The world is watching. But when we rise together, one day, we do not just show up, we show out. From the bold elegance of our Isiagu to our stories of progress, every thread, every fame, every face carries the resilient spirit of our people. Agu, our culture, is our pride. As the proud sponsor of AMVCA Cultural Night, Life Lager is front and center, fueling every win, every story, every bold step forward. On Friday, May 9th, culture meets style, grace meets greatness. Live at Balmoral Hall, Federal Palace Hotel, VI, Lagos. Odogu, Agu, Achalugo. We can't wait to see our finest show of the beauty and richness of our culture with the smooth, refreshing taste of Life Lager. Obiagu, our spirit of progress.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
I tell you, that man na ritualist. You don't ever see as that man dressed like normal human being before. Every time na black, blue. That man na ritualist.
Just leave them. Now so those people will come from that place. Now so they behave.
You see this our neighbor. You see that fair guy where they always they carry laptop up and down. If you observe, you know they go work in the morning, but every time you go they change car. But I don't they observe and since.
I know they there.
Now for you.
But me I know say, you know people where they come from that area. Now so all of them they behave. You know get with anybody if you tell me 9 down.
What is it with all the hate and the way we talk? Hate speech does no one any good. It only makes a bad situation worse. The aim is to stir more hate and anger rather than bring us together. All they want is to set you against your neighbor or even your brother. Will you let them? Hate speech is not just criminal, it is intended to destroy you. Shun hate speech. No one truly benefits. A message from Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM, the news update.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people.
All right, welcome back. It's still Eyewitness Report. We have a few minutes to go. Send them in. Let's take them. We have messages, right?
Send your messages on WhatsApp and text messages. Okay. Okay, I've read this one before now.
All right. 0810-9510-951. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. I can't accept friend requests again. I've gotten to the limit. So all you can do is just follow me on Facebook. Please, don't be angry. You can do both. Okay, you can send a friend request. Let me see how I can manage it. Then you can also follow me, Lucky Maxwell, LuckyMaxwell. On Twitter, that's X, Elon Musk. It is at LuckyMax234. Good evening. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, man of the people.
Great, sir.
Yeah, that's not.
All right, sir.
Yeah, my eyewitness is this dustbin. Just if you can go to Chuba Junction, that place is an eyesore. And again, even when they start packing it, I want to suggest another method for them. I'm from other state and I traveled this month. And I saw something. All the streets of other state, Aba, precisely. You will see this big iron, like tank, like open tank. In fact, like 100 people cannot lift that iron. I don't know how those people used to come and say, but that's where you put all your refuse. On the street of Havana, you cannot see any dirty on the ground. Because that iron is like it's every junction to junction. So they should look for another pattern than this dirty that we put on between. Plant flower. That place should be planted with flowers in between the two roads. But what you see on between the roads is dirty. From Chuba Junction to Rumokuta, it's an eyesore. So they should change another pattern of disposing these refugees. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, keep the calls coming in 0810-9510-951 and 0817-0000-951. Okay, the person who sent in this message, you can just follow me on Facebook, or you can send a DM. Yes, you can send a DM. You can send a DM. Lucky Maxwell is LuckyMaxwell on Facebook. Okay, just send me a DM. I'll respond. Okay. Electricity. I don't know. People are complaining that they've not been having electricity, and it's true. The ratio is now something else, and we are hearing that they want to remove subsidy on electricity. Finally. They want to they just want everywhere to be in darkness. Good evening. Yes, please, go ahead.
Yes, I will lab, like they said in our area, Lumigo. For over 3 months now, they said of good lights for the public. The old structure. Because in there, working noise, but it's not done anything. That's the business.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have more messages here. Good evening, Uncle Max. Indeed, Power Holding Authority PLC, they are living up to the name they bear to hold power here in Eche. We have celebrated 3.5 years on darkness. The last local government area chairman, the only achievement he can boast was replacing the poles and cables before he was asked to go and rest. Pastor Goody. More messages on WhatsApp. Good evening, Mr. Max and beautiful colleague. Indeed, you are the man of the people. You really speak in the mind of the people. I enjoy how you analyze the cost of cooking and food stuff at large. I cannot stop laughing. Honestly, I also combine Cameroon pepper with fresh one during my meal preparation so I can get the taste of pepper. My eyewitness report is on Iguruta Road. On Sunday morning while going to church, I saw Caterpillar and Tipper evacuating the dirt on the road. Now the roads are clean. I don't know if it is the work of sole administrator or community chief or the general public. Today I went out and the roads are still free from dirt. They tried. They should keep it up. Shedrack Emeka from Mountain of Fire, Iguruta.
Let's take this. Good evening. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is Dakuku from my pocket.
Oh, Dakuku. Go ahead, sir.
Indeed, this is Lucky. So let me say something, Lucky Maxwell. For this is the solution of refuge in the main road or whatever. I think that was the topic you are now.
Go ahead. It's still eyewitness report.
So let me tell you, the other time, during the administration of Wiki, like a point, he did a block. After that, they'll be able to be put in there. But inadequate of taking care of those things was being threat. People now disposing refuse along the road, which is not the government of the day. Have to know what to do. But I know that this man now, who is here, is not a Rivers man. He will not be caring for anything concerning the Rivers State. He'll be able to look the way of going his own. Maxwell. So let what the federal government should do, they should bring team because they have a plan over that. Even the general local government was planning to make a way where they would drop a refuse, which you cannot be able to dump in the middle of the road. Like the other day, it was last week, they packed most of them in the glitter. When you come there, you ask, this area, is it people living here or animal living here? Refuse, when you pass it will be smelling. That causes a lot of sickness into human beings. You have to look where of find way to put refuse so that people can be able to enjoy themselves in the state. I don't know where Aba is better than River State now. I'm just telling you, Aba is better than River State. River State does not belong where it does not look like a state, which is very neat state before. When Amechi was ruling, people were enjoying the environment of River State, but now.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Thank you very much. Have you been to Aba recently?
No.
I'll take you on a trip.
So that's like a vacation spot, are we?
We'll go and come back the next day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Aba is now very clean.
Wow.
Like really, really, really clean. It's not, I'm not exaggerating. I was in Arera in 2022. 2022 till now, man, I commend Governor Oti. Yes, what he might be doing is the Nigerian standard of governance, but at least at that level, then he can now improve, work on it, improve. And I think everything he's putting in place should not be bastardized by the next governor who is coming. If he does his 8 years and he leaves, the next person who is coming should not come and start destroying, because that's the way of the average Nigerian politician. Something that people are now used to, you now come and destroy it, probably because you're of another party or you have disagreement with the person. Public fund is public fund. Let's take one more. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I'm Emmanuel Wanko.
Yes, please.
Calling from Umechen, local government. So, Mark, I've been complaining about the blackout we have in Umechen and Abara. And it's been long. It's up to 3 years now. We have been in darkness. The former local government chairman, restored the light from Okomoko, Umayago, Ebi, and other parts of Chie. And he left Umechem and Abara without restoring our light. And now that we have people like Minister, Onyanachi Wampo from Umechem here, he's the son of the soil. Let him help us to restore our life. At least Umechem and Abara, we are the only communities left aside. And other communities have light in the chain. Apart from this Umechem and Abara.
Thank you.
So, let him help us. Let him help us, please. We are suffering so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that's much we can take.
Yeah.
What's your Facebook?
Okay, there are no messages more on Facebook. I just checked. Yeah.
No, your handle on Facebook?
Okay, Rona Agbara. That's
Rona
on
Agbara.
Facebook.
So, Osinachi, go and find her there.
Oh, now I get it. I was lost for a moment.
Hey, don't be lost. Always be found there. Go and find her there. All right, you can follow me on Facebook, Lucky Maxwell. All right, so I don't just only talk here. Weddings, I talk. Child dedication, I talk. Housewarming, I talk. Any gathering you can talk about. Book launch, I talk. Just reach out to me. Send me a DM on Lucky Maxwell on Facebook. LuckyMaxwell. Good evening. We'll see you tomorrow again.
All right. Thanks for doing this with us. Till tomorrow evening. We'll be
Rona,
with
come
you.
and buy me a drink.
I beg. That's the end of our show. Let's go home.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Have you been following the African Nations Cup for the under-20, where our own Flying Eagles are participating. Well, 2 games have been played. One, a victory over Tunisia and just 1 goal. And just yesterday, Sunday, it was a difficult game. It ended goalless against Morocco. Well, if it ends this way, I have seen another replacement for Taye Taiwo. That is my takeaway from the Flying Eagles that I'm seeing in Egypt. It's Global Sports Update. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Godwin Enakana. Someone saw that game against Morocco yesterday, and he opened the book of lamentation. All the way from England, and I decided to call on him. He's a sport journalist who runs a media platform, a very big media platform. His name is Calvin Emeka Onwuka. He's going to be our guest on the show when we come back from this break. Welcome back, and straight off to England we'll go. And waiting to talk to us, our own Emeka Calvin Onwuka. Calvin, thank you for joining us on Global Sports Update. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you, Godwin. Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, I saw the Flying Eagles.
Yes, indeed, you saw the Flying Eagles play Morocco. Calvin, in all honesty, would you want to tell us what you saw? Is this the future of Nigerian football, talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Please talk us through what you saw in the game against Morocco.
Godwin, this question you asked with regards to the Super Eagles, that's where the problem is. This match against Morocco was really poor in terms of coordination, in terms of looking at the individual technical qualities of the footballers that Kujiberu paraded in this game. There is not somebody there. There's not one player there I'm able to say, okay, give him a few years that he would come through. But I have seen players develop further down the line, and then they end up playing for the Super Eagles. This game was really physically. That was what struck me. Physically, we were able to overpower the Moroccans in terms of duels. But when we had possession, there was no plan on what to do with the ball. There was no coordinated passing in terms of trying to progress the play forward. Half of the time, more than half of the time, balls were lumped up front for poor Ulisse to try and get to. There was no tactical plan whatsoever. And then when these players had the ball on their own, they didn't make decisions that would tell you that they've had plans in their team meetings that this is what we should do and that is what we should do. It was painful to watch. And that's the best way to describe it. It was painful.
Calvin, in all that you have said, speaking like someone who understands the dynamics of football, where should this blame go? To the coaches, Nigerian Football Federation, or the players?
My take is I wonder how much importance the Nigerian Football Federation attached to the under-17s and the under-20s, in the sense that do they plan or do they hope that the players who represent us at these levels will eventually mature to represent us at the Super Eagles level? I truly doubt that this is how they see it. My thinking is that they know, the Nigerian Football Federation know, and they've operated in this manner the last 8 to 10 years now, where a large chunk of the people who play for Nigeria are sourced from the diaspora-born Nigerians or Nigerians who escaped the age group route and are playing in Europe. So I don't think they place that much emphasis on the progression of these players through on the 70s and the 20s. Because if they did, the level of coaching that they would need, I know when we were growing up, I almost knew that some players, once they play for the under-17s, they will progress to the under-20s, and from there they will start playing. They will also be able to progress to the Super Eagles. And there was that element in the way the players were sourced, in the way the players are coached, in deciding who will coach these players to start with. Now, I'm not sure that is where the NFF. I don't think they look at it from that standpoint anymore. So I don't blame the players. I don't blame the players in that regard, because they can't be when then they can't do more than their quality. They can't give what they don't have. I don't know if I'm not being rude to them, but I'm just trying to say I don't blame them. They didn't choose themselves. They didn't bring themselves into the under-20s camp. They didn't decide the tactics that would play. They didn't decide their coach. So no, I have no blame for the players. So it's on the NFF who chooses the coach, and then the coach who picks the squad that he takes to this tournament. So that's where that's how I see the blame.
Kevin, in defense of the Nigerian Football Federation, this team has been put together for a while. I mean, before Aliu Zuberu became the coach of the Flying Eagles, it was already known. And when he won the FA Cup, it was plug and play. They've had friendly matches, they've had camping periods, and what have you. Well, becoming a Super Eagles player, isn't that determined by the coach and not Nigerian Football Federation, Kabewuka?
Goodwin, we're saying the same thing. What did they use in choosing Zuberu as a coach? Was it because he won the FA Cup with El Kanemi? Does that make him qualified? Does that qualify him to take a national age group team? Because there's a different dimension to coaching young players that you're hoping will progress further at the national team level. I actually think, I have believed this for a long time, that we needed to find a situation where we keep a certain number of coaches to work. This is what the technical committee should be doing. Have a certain number of coaches, like people like Nduka Ugbade. Ugbade is primed to working with age group coaches. Emmanuel Amunike, primed with working with age group teams. That's for Nduka Ugbade. Emmanuel Amunike also has shown his ability to work with young players. We should look at it from that standpoint. I would have thought that we should see where is the coach. There's a coach that took the under-20s a few years ago. So we need to have that kind of plan, and a plan that is rock solid, that a new NFF president would not just come and shift it. Let that plan be, we're going to have some coaches that are for our developmental teams. The Flying Eagles, the Golden Eaglets, that's what they are. So that would help us know that we're planning. Do you understand? We're planning, and we're targeting that from, if we have 2 under-20 teams in a 4-year period, that from those teams, we should have at least 4 of them within a 4-year period who would make their debuts with the national team by the 5th year. I don't know if I've made some sense, but yes, that's the kind of target we should have. Not necessarily going to these tournaments and winning those tournaments, but showing the abilities of the players, showing the technical qualities of the players. Those are the things we should be looking for, and that's why we should find a coach who is able to harness these qualities of these players.
Kevin, you said something about quality. Are you saying that the best we've got are average players? You know, each time you talk about this in our country, Nigeria, they want to skin you alive, that the best we've got are average. But some are quick to say to you, this country just produced Victor Osimhen. Yes, why not? Is it that we're not searching enough?
we produced Victor Osimhen, and we also should remember that the team, the under-17s that Victor Osimhen played with, there are really good players there. So this is where, again, this was meant by having coaches with who have developmental mindset. That those are the coaches who would look for young players, truly young players, and then we start to work on them and harness the inner talent that they have. You see, by the time these players get to 17, by the time footballers get to 16, 17, the natural talent that they have already been settled. The natural talent that they have already is settled. So what is needed is to be able to harness that talent, them being able to play in a team, in team formations and the likes. Because what I've watched in this game against Morocco, I saw players who could not even complete passes. They could not make. Our team couldn't put 4-5 passes together, even across the back line. You know, where a left back can start passing to the left-sided centre back, to the centre back, and then bang to the right back. They could not do that. So that's part of the lack of the quality that I am talking about. But again, get a development-minded coach, and we will be able to get these young people that will drill. Talent, I don't think, by virtue of numbers, I keep saying this, by virtue of numbers, by virtue of weather, and by virtue of the passion that we have, we will never lack talented players. The thing we've lacked is the ability to source all of them where they are, the ability to get them out, to give them the opportunity to showcase this talent that they have.
Thank you so much, Kevin Emeka Onwuka, talking to us all the way from London. It's not done yet. We'll be back tomorrow by the special grace of God on Global Sports Update, and we'll still be talking about the Flying Eagles of Nigeria and the future of Nigerian football, precisely the Super Eagles of Nigeria. My name is Godwin A. Nagna. Let's keep cruising, keep praying for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
The world is watching, but when we rise together, one day we do not just show up, we show out. From the bold elegance of our Isiagu to our stories of progress, every thread, every fame, every face carries the resilient spirit of our people. Agu, our culture, is our pride. As the proud sponsor of AMVCA Cultural Night, Life Lager is front and center, fueling every win, every story, every bold step forward. On Friday, May 9th, culture meets style, grace meets greatness. Live at Balmoral Hall, Federal Palace Hotel, VI, Lagos. Odogu, Agu, Achalugo. We can't wait to see our finest show of the beauty and richness of our culture with the smooth, refreshing taste of life lager. Obiagu, our spirit of progress.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Iluzie selunu akuna biri inata kwala inakwaje kama yani no wono okungwali boy katienti Iluzie bulu onyome bezi na nigo okungwali boy katienti jebo Iluzie wolo na Mwane mebe Onyo mebe zinani bo Ogazi amaka wajina gomo Ogazi amaka wajina Osili onyo ma Mkenkenyi Ekeke na logika isagalo Ajia shakata na mu Sakebeno Ajia salebe belemo Hasadebe na ya mwozi Hobia muze no sinimo Salebe mo Namo na Mwane bene Namano Ojeligwe bwevine Ojeligwe bituwa mwane Mwane mebe na Mwane mebe zina ebezina
It's Monday, beautiful people. It's Monday night, Monday evening, if you please. And here I am thrilling you with this amazing song by the legendary Chief Osita Osadebe. This song is entitled One Name A Business. So I know that there are lots of things that bring tears to our eyes because we're Nigerians currently living in Nigeria, right? But occasionally now we need to find ways to make ourselves happy. This is me contributing my quota to your happiness, my darlings, because it is what I do as the High Life Queen. Anyway, it's another night for us to talk about the important issues trending in the society. You know, I bring it to you as it is hot. Hot on your heels, because why not? Let me do it now. So I hope you had a splendid weekend. I had, let's see, I think my weekend was kind of dull because the things I was supposed to do, I didn't do them. The places I was supposed to go to, I didn't go to those places. Kai, I think I need help with my social life. Literally, most times I have to be dragged out of the house. I have to be dragged to go to events. If I wasn't an on-air personality, it go hard pass like this. But I hope you guys are not like me. I hope you get to have fun as much as possible. I hope that you take the time to, go out, unwind. It doesn't have to be somewhere expensive. You don't have to do so much. Sometimes you can just like to chill with family, and just enjoy all of that goodness. Enjoy the warmth that being around the people that you love, all of the warmth that brings. So a lot of things happen in our country. A lot of things happened over the weekend. Some things have been trending, and there are some things that you will find funny. Like, I've been laughing at I saw certain videos, and it's a whole lot too. But following the arrest of Very Dark Man, and then the alleged involvement of a certain bank here in Nigeria, and then we've had the whole opera, there's been opera on social media. Oh, this bank should be closed, the bank should be closed. They enabled the arrest of Very Dark Man, or this one, that one. So EFCC has been called out. It's a whole lot of Nigeria Shana season film. Nigeria na season film, guys. It's just a whole lot going on. And then there's the conversation around, somebody being the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the masses, So there's that question as to how free is freedom of speech, right? How free is freedom of expression? The fact that people get to talk about the things that they talk about, people get to complain about bad governance, and then before you know it, somebody here is getting arrested and stuff. Nigerians are not asking questions. So we've had public office holders, we've had politicians, we would hear from the anti-graft agencies themselves, so because they are the ones who still put out the news that this person embezzled such amount of money, this person is going to be tried for such amount of money, this person has to come and answer questions for the loss of this amount of money, and before you know it, that matter has been swept under the carpet. But then somebody makes a video one day complaining about bad governance, complaining about the price of fuel, or the price of gari or rice, and says, look, government, please come and help us. Government, do something about it. This is a problem. Change it. And before you know it, the person has been arrested. What's going on? What's really going on? Do we need to worry about something? Anyway, we're going to talk. So the senator representing the FCT said some things to the youth in Nigeria. And what he said, well, it has sparked various reactions. I will talk about it. You get to listen to what she said, and then, of course, you tell me what you think about what she said. For now, let's do some Desperados. Right after Desperados, guys, we're going to have this conversation. It is Monday evening, so what better way to start this week's episode of The Thrill. I mean, it's the first episode for the week now, so let's get started with some Desperados. I do hope you're ready.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Let's go! Welcome to What's Popping.
What's popping? Brand new whip, just
with Desperados. What's Popping with Desperados.
Hey folks, I'm back. You already know what time it is. It is What's Poppin', proudly powered by Desperados. You're welcome to another amazing episode. Just like every other time on the show, it's all about the fresh vibes, the energy completely electrifying. And you know, this right here is your front row seat to everything exciting. And with Desperados Beer in the Mix, it's all about cranking up the energy because we only go on live. Grab yourself an ice cold Desperados right now because we're about to get the party started. If you're ready, then off we go.
What's Popping with Desperados, the tequila flavored beer.
Welcome back, folks. It is still What's Poppin', proudly powered by Desperados. The show's in 3 different ways. We get to start with the Popping 7 hot records that should definitely make its way all the way to your playlist. Then I get to serve you some hot celeb gist, you know. Then I get to take you to a spot where it's going down tonight. But first, let's take a quick break. Yes, grab your ice cold Desperados right now because this night is about to be electrifying because, you know, it is What's Poppin', proudly powered by Desperados. Without saying too much, I'll be right back.
What's Popping with Desperados, the tequila flavored beer.
Be extra and embrace the wavy. Who's the most unusual of them all?
Desperados, of course. A beer with a kick that makes every night different from the other. Nobody does it better.
Life is too short to be basic. Go for the unusual. Go Desperados. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
The Popping 7.
It makes me feel good. I just want to get up and dance.
I just want to dance.
The Popping 7. The countdown of the joints you feel the most.
Welcome back, folks. It is time for the Popping 7, and today we're starting on a very wild note. We've got 2 juggernauts kicking off the first record today. I'm talking about none other than Olamide and Wizkid, and this right here is Kai. And the visuals, Wizkid with the reeds, Olamide with the verse. This record is pretty much how we get it started. It is pure perfection. Kai, Olamide featuring Wizkid. That is how we get it started today on the Popping 7.
Like what? Cause I'm going low. I be shame me can't stop. I'm so fly, my God. Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Romantic. African boy with the do magic. Give me a bunch left in the Lambo. Manga boy, everybody one blue. I'm starting, I know that body that boy.
Next record on the Popping 7 today is Zoo's JDO, and this right here is John Week. If you're looking for a record that hits hard and leaves a mark, then John Week is the record you want to hear. And this rising Nigerian star is making serious noise with a bold, energetic banger that's got heads turning and playlists shaking.
We don't get sweet like this. I said, may nobody call police, so make it sweet like this. May nobody call police, make it sweet like this. Best to call police, never the left the street of Benin City. I was riding solo in Kiriji. Now they don't go with Vladimir Putin. Retired John Wick, Wahala Biki. Boys, not new to me. So many have tried, none have succeeded. Just know that your life has been forfeited. I be one rest too.
Next on the Popping 7 today is Shally Poppy featuring Burna Boy. La Hope Part 2. You already know this record is the one everybody seems to be talking about on the streets. Most especially Burna Boy's verse. This record is fire. La Hope, yeah, La Hope, yeah, La Hope, yeah, La Hope.
I'm ready to stay. My God be my witness. Me and you not get to business. I take my kindness for weakness. Softly, no go tear my singlet. Oh, good, challenge. No, they joke with my percentage. No go give to Caesar. What belongs to Odogu?
And next to the Popping 7 today is Inaki, My Way. Her latest jam, My Way, is a whole mood. And trust me, it's a fearless, feel-good anthem that screams, I'm doing me, deal with it. You know what? It's the Popping 7. You deserve this one.
Live a life, let go. Realize I'm deep in my zone. Clear eyes, I see the road that I'm facing. men them out with me with 10 toes. Step out, all of the gang show. I see it, I eat with my foes. Don't tell me. Carry along or not. Go to my team if you don't like, come on. I be the rain every day. I'm on my way. Carry along or not. Go to my team if you don't like, come on. I be the rain every day. I'm on my way.
Yo, folks, yes, we're not stopping. We're just taking a quick breather, okay? I remember the vibes still popping right here, and I'm super excited to have Desperados as the sponsor. And you know, this bold tequila flavored beer is all about breaking the rules and pushing limits with its refreshing taste and that spicy kick. And hey, folks, it's Latin vibe season with Desperados. And this right here is more than just a beer. It's a lifestyle. So raise your glass to the beer that's made to be different. Go, Desperados, go!
Be extra and embrace the wavy. Who's the most unusual of them all?
Desperados, of course. A beer with a kick that makes every night different from the other. Nobody does it better.
Life is too short to be basic. Go for the unusual. Go Desperados. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
What's popping with Desperados? The tequila-flavored beer. Tequila-flavored beer. The Poppin' 7.
It makes me feel good. I just want to get up and dance.
I just want to dance.
The Poppin' 7.
Countdown of the joints you feel the most.
Welcome back to the Popping 7. The next record popping today on the show is Lost. Fallout featuring Kiss Daniel. You might want to check out the video of this one, but most importantly, both verses is a 10 over 10. That's the next one right here on the show.
Follow down with me, Joe, cause I'm really lost. I've seen it all, I'm already gone. Wine slow, my ready love, come give me love. She tell me, say she go change out for me. Curry man show me, not only money fit to shake her body. She go leave out for me. Fancy my gay. Me love last night, we just worried for me. Forget about you today. I'll give you love, that's right. She told me running.
The next record today is one everybody seems to be vibing to. This record is obviously blown. Off the album 5 is With You. Davido featuring On My Lay. You know what? This record needs no introduction. Just enjoy it.
Sweet Fanta Diallo, I know people forget you. Hey, Bezina, if I speak English, you will. Cho, no walking. I know I'll punish you. I want to punish you. If you see my baby, you go shut up.
And we got to wrap it up right here with another banger. We started with Kai Olamide featuring Wizkid. It's only right we wrap it up with Ira Star featuring Wizkid. And this right here is Give Me That right here on the Popping 7. This one from start to finish, it's an amazing jam.
I want that peace of mind where they call me Dawood. Baby, now on my race we they run to make you look always time. Oh no pressure. Make you give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go. Give me make I kill my Samco. Feelings got me hitting on a freaky dance floor. Make you give me that love. If you give me, I no go let go. Make you give me make I kill my Samco. Feelings got me hitting on a freaky dance floor.
What's popping with Desperados? The tequila-flavored beer.
And that's about it today on the Popping 7. Up next on the show is The Least, and you know, that is where I get to serve you some real hot stories. But first, let's talk about Desperados, the bold, unconventional beer that is shaking things up with a zesty lemon twist and fairy spice. And you know, this beer is the ultimate pick if you want to have a lit pop culture party. So, do what's necessary, crack open your Desperados, sit back because the gist is definitely coming through on The Least.
The List. Scoop about your favorites.
This is where it's at.
The List.
Welcome back, folks. It's time for the gist. I know you cannot wait. And Akon just stirred the pot. You heard me. The Senegalese-American hitmaker says he helped shape the global rise of Afro beats and even claims that Wizkid was just a local artist before he stepped in and gave him that international push. On a recent podcast, Akon revealed he signed Wizkid in 2008 and brushed him up for a global artist according to him. Wizkid was just a local Nigerian star before we touched him and opened him up to the bigger market. But that's not all. He also said if he hadn't developed Nigerian artists and opened new doors in the late 2000s, Afrobeats might still be on the ground today. That's kind of bold, right? I know. He even name dropped P-Square as another act he helped push beyond borders. So the question is, does Akon deserve more flowers for Afrobeats' global takeover, or is just giving himself too much credit? I'm pretty sure a lot of people, especially FC, would not really like this comment, but hey, what do I know?
What's popping with Desperados, the tequila-flavored beer.
Be extra and embrace the wavy. Who's the most unusual of them all?
Desperados, of course. A beer with a kick that makes every night different from the other. Nobody does it better.
Life is too short to be basic. Go for the unusual. Go Desperados. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
What's popping with Desperados, the tequila-flavored beer.
Does anyone know where the plug is?
Where is popping?
Looking for something.
Places and events for you. Where's popping?
Up next on the show today is Where's Poppin'? And you know that if it's popping, I'm already there. If the crowd is cool, I don't plaster. And today I'm shining the spotlight on Shiro Lagos. You heard me. Looking to turn up that romance with a splash of spice? You heard. Shiro is where elegance meets energy. It's the perfect spot for a date night magic with its lush ambience and bold Asian flavors. Just like Desperados, it brings that unexpected twist that keeps the vibes flowing. From fresh sushi and fairy thigh curries to Japanese teppanyaki, and that sizzles at your table. The food's a total flavor bomb. And you know, we had to hit the bar. Desperado pairs perfectly with Shiro's cocktails, making it a vibe you won't even forget anytime soon. I know you want a location, right? Block 3 and 4, Victoria Island, Oniru Estate, Etiosa, Lagos. So you don't want to miss any part of this one. If you're asking where it's going down tonight, that's exactly where it's at.
What's popping with Desperados, the tequila-flavored beer.
And that's the wrap, party people. Thanks for vibing with me as usual on What's Popping with Desperados. It's been nothing but great times and unbeatable energy. Now, if you're about the beer, check. If tequila is more of your thing, double check. Then you're already part of the Desperados tribe. And guess what? It's waiting for you at stores nationwide. So grab a few, call your squad, and let's get Fiesta vibes on the roll. And remember, the party isn't just a place, it's the mindset. Until next time, keep it lit, keep it fresh, and keep it popping with Desperados. Cheers to an epic evening.
Thank you for checking in with us on What's Popping with Desperados, the tequila-flavored beer.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
Akpamina where you be? It's them big bami. See the best of power in Aqua. And near can see them in the women. See, body, them which are my yanni. Mazabla, my mother, the other. But why see this in Aqua? And then you are at the market. Nana whip about dollars, see market again. Where was the Safi women on? Nana Baba to me, you're the come there. I'm going to wait for a grand. Get better that one. A Baba's a good. Oh.
complacent. They are quiet. All they do is grumble. We need to have constructive interaction. Do you understand? All I hear is grumblings and insults. That's not helpful. Do you understand? You guys, the country belongs to the youth. They should own it. Instead of a proper, what's the word, program or agenda, they will threaten a strike that of course everybody knows they're not going to go on. How does that achieve anything? But as he said, Nigeria is a mayday. I agree. My advice? The Nigerian government. My advice is to the Nigerian youth. My advice to Nigerian people. This is your country. Own it. You have another country. I don't have another country. So we have to make it work. We have to do whatever is necessary to reclaim our country. Whatever is necessary to make sure that this country works for everybody.
So people are saying that the government should cut costs.
I agree. Government should cut costs. So why should they cut costs? Have you made them cut costs? Tell me, have you? Other than you should.
But Nigeria is pressure on the government.
How?
To reduce cost of government.
How?
Every year.
Every year, what do you do to put pressure on the government? That by telling them that they should. I haven't seen a concerted complaint. I really haven't. And all I see is most people is about me. You understand? If I'm not, your direction to get things for other people may vary. Your direction may be very different from his, and vice versa. But let us see something. I want to see something. I'm sure other leaders want to see something. But all I see are young people who complain and constantly just insult their leaders. But they do not constructively engage the leaders. Do you understand? Your leaders are already your leaders.
Can you give us an example of constructive criticism?
Okay. Now you tell me something that really bothers you. Okay? Alright. We all complain about the Minister of FCT. Right? Please tell me what you people all do. The minister is an emissary of the president. The president is the de facto. Is it a letter you guys have written to the president? Is it a complaint? Is it a platform? Tell me. No. All you do is insult him, insult the minister, insult me. How does that get you anything? Do you understand my point? I want to see things that will make a difference. Oh, we don't like this. We need you to do A, B, C, D. Okay, if you don't do it, we will do X, Y, Z. And then do X, Y, Z if they don't do it. And I'm sure most of the time, if you put enough pressure on any government, governments are defined by the well-being of the people. If you put enough pressure on any government, they will. It's not enough to say, I don't want dodo, but you don't say what you want to eat. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my advice is not to government, it's to you, the youth of the country. Constructive is the word. Not just criticizing and insults. Constructive. That's my advice. And especially to my constituents, who all they do is complain about how much they hate the minister. Tell the minister and me what you want. Maybe he might do it. Maybe I might get him to do it. But I need to know what you want. Other than the things I already know, like no water, no schools, no hospitals. Tell me the other things.
But the other things are not being done too.
Have you mentioned them?
We need to mention them.
Of course you do. For instance, I have certain solutions to youth unemployment. You can't give them jobs in the office. Give them farmlands, 1 hectare. Minister of Agri, give them inputs. Everybody go to the farm. You tell us that, let's propose it, let's work out the modalities and see whether you comply. But you just say, I don't have work, I don't have this. So how can we help you other working in an office? You want governance to reduce, right? So office work is not an option. What are the other options? Do you understand? Before you elected me, I told you that governance is synergy between the governed and the leaders. I don't see the synergy since I got elected. All I see are complaints and insults.
All right, beautiful people. Now that we are back from that Desperados break, let's talk. I do hope you have in hand a chilled bottle of Desperados. It's affordable, don't worry. Anyway, my darlings, so let's talk. Senator Ireti Kingibe, one of the 4 women in the Senate. There was a time she did trend. Okay, yeah. So the last time was during the Natasha versus the Senate President Akpabio situation, because she did grant an interview where she spoke. But the thing is, a lot of people were not exactly pleased with the things she said. And for some Nigerians, so far, they're saying, look, we expected more from you, looking at the fact that we have few women in the Senate. We expected more from you in terms of support for your fellow woman, not just your fellow senator, but your fellow woman. And so Senator Ireti, well, it's for some people they're saying, oh, she's on shaky ground, so 2027 is coming. I don't even know what the threat is about, but it's just been a lot, right? So she got elected during the last general elections, and she's of the Labour Party anyway. And so she was one of those women, who people can say, oh, she got voted for, because some people said, oh, look, this has to happen. She's a woman, she's of the Labour Party, she's of this one, she's of that one. So for some people, they're saying, okay, look, when it was time for you to come out and speak in solidarity, in support of your fellow woman, you did not say what we expected you to say. You did not do what we expected you to do. Now, I don't even know what these people expected her to say or do. And then there was the whole, everybody wants to tread with caution and all of that. Well, she has something to say to the youth of Nigeria. She says Nigerian youth should own the country. Nigerian youths are complacent. All they do is grumble and insult the leaders. So she said constructive criticism is necessary if the youths want the leaders to listen to them. Yeah. Now, one of the questions you would ask is, what does she mean by constructive criticism? Does it mean the youths are not talking enough? Have they not been speaking enough? The things that she said, she's like, okay, so all talk, no action, that they do not engage the leaders. She says Nigerian youths do not engage the leaders, that all they do is complain, all they do is grumble and insult the leaders. Well, you heard the woman. Let's talk about those beautiful people. Nigerians have so far reacted to this statement by the senator. While some have said the senator is calling for more action and less talk, some have even said the senator hinted at a revolution by the youth. Still, the reaction so far has been a lot, while others insist the senator is simply asking the youth to make the government accountable to them. So this means, so far, for different people who have come across this video, who have come across, the statement by the senator representing the FCT, Senator Ireti, well, some people have just given it whatever interpretation they deem necessary. And then I would like to hear your interpretation tonight, beautiful people. So call in, hit me up, and let's have this conversation. 0817 0000 951 0810 951 951. What would you say the senator is asking Nigerian youths to do? What has Nigerian youths not done to indicate that, they need help or that they need things to change, from the government or by the government? They need fuel prices to reduce. They need the price of commodities to reduce, Senator Ireti says she's not seen anything that the youths have done, that they have not constructively engaged the government of the day. What do you think about this? So, phone lines are open. Hit me up and let's talk. Okay, let's get started. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you. Name, location.
You're
welcome.
truth, and she don't want to hurt herself. I started listening to radio and the commenting on some of the things, and even that this government that have listening here that take people's advice. By now, people must have been started to put salad in Nigeria.
By now, what?
By now, people have started eating salad.
Oh, okay.
You see that I think of eggs. If Nigerian government, if they have listening ear, start to listen to my advice since how many years now? If they want to do is to sponsor people to attack.
Okay.
Of our comments. Instead of them to take what people, some of the advice and use it so that it will be better for them. And look at what you are seeing. I started eating fish with 15 naira loaf of fish. But under this administration now, you can't get fish of 2,000 naira.
All right. Okay. So
this administration, if you want them to listen to you, go and do fast. 40 days, 40 nights. They don't have listening here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. For what's it called now? You can send in messages 0701 9339 962. Regular text messages, WhatsApp messages as well 0701 9339 962. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, the one and only beautiful sister Maka, the highlight queen of Port Harcourt. Yeah.
Good evening to you, Mr. Sam. Welcome.
Yeah, and the bad one to all the bad politicians, wrong leaders who say they are representing all of the same wrong things everywhere. Sister Maka, sincerely, I'm quite disappointed to hear the Senator Kingi what she was saying. Because this is a woman I once was so pleased with when she was doing some small things when she was senator newly. But now I'm so surprised. Now, is it that does we as a youth supposed to go out tell our leaders before they will do what is right? They don't know what they're supposed to do that is right. Now, Is it only the youth that is in this country? Sister Amaka, did you know what surprising news I had yesterday? I even watched it on the TV, not that I had it. The Kaduna State governors, look at Bombay, killing people everywhere. Did you know what he did to solve the problem? He went and bought expensive vehicles for traditional rulers. Is that what to stop the problem of bandits killing people, sagging people as burning their house?
Okay.
Look at the other day now. Some people, just let me round up now. Look at some people now. The other people, we saw how they maltreat them here, River in the past. They went and said they grabbed their land and slaughter. What did they do? They brought police. They brutalized them, beat them, put some behind
Okay,
them.
Mr. Sam.
Those who protest for SARS, they are still in prison now.
All right.
And he said the youth should go and call.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Please, I'm trying to get really brief comments. All right. Next person. Meanwhile, messages are in. So let's see. Keep it coming. I'll just take messages as they come. For regular text messages and WhatsApp as well. 0701 9339 962. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Name, location, please.
My name is Salina. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, statement credited to Senator Irini also.
You were taking
and if he asked me, if he asked me, what's the take-home pay of a senator? It's ranging into at least 20 million naira every month, allegedly. Abi?
Okay.
I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
So now the youth, a graduate that will graduate from University of Port Harcourt or Unitech here in River State, at the end of the day, you are not even short of 40,000 in a month. Most of them, they will just take this in a job of 15,000, 20,000 in a private school. And I just to make sure that they keep going. Then you are not telling me that the youth are not doing anything meaningful. They are not constructive in what they are saying. I don't blame her anyway. I don't blame her because things are working perfectly for them. And she happens to be in the government. So she feels that nobody is doing anything, only she, because she has the well with her. She can get anything she wants. She can eat whatever she wants. She can go wherever she wants. She wants to go.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
My name.
Thank you. All right, some messages here. Let's see. Chubike says the only thing Nigerian youths know to do now is insult and abuses. I just say something, and before you know, they have insulted their mother. As long as you don't agree with them. Oh, okay. Hello, good evening.
Queen of Highlight.
Good evening to you.
Robin Major Farmer.
You're welcome.
Yes, Senator who spoke, Ereti, it's in her place to say all those fine words she has said. Because she's in a payroll. Her salary is steady. She's receiving her prayer in her mailbox at one due. So she can advise Nigeria in that manner. I was touched and pained when she talked about Minister of Agriculture giving land hectare to people to go to farm and all that. All these shouts have been shouting that my land where I'm doing my farm has been grabbed by land grabber. She has not had. The minister she's defending wasn't the former governor of River State. You see, because when they are in balance, they think the world will not crumble. But there is no kingdom. There's no king. We say king live forever, Yes, we pray for the king. That is the king, the unit. So God called the king. None of them will remain finally at that National Assembly. And then we see the kingdom and talk to Nigerians as if we don't know what to do. Good evening, Amaka.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Keep it coming. Abby King Ugochukwu says the Nigerian youths can't do anything to checkmate the government of the day because the government has succeeded in making them to be very comfortable